bring this game into current times.
I guess there's an important factor we ultimately just need to consider here and now. How the fuck do we want to deal with this?
Peace
I
out,
guess
bitches. Let's just leave.
I feel like striking. I don't know. I feel like dealing with if we're looking about public image, I feel like dealing with the androids at this point. Now that we have the information that they are, related
Darkstar.
to Spectre Star. Yeah, like I feel like just like putting them out of commission
Honestly,
would be the moral thing to do.
I do really want to figure out why the fuck they're here.
Yeah, it's like they're I don't know, like securing it. Why they're acting the way they are, which is I don't know. It seems like they're just trying to thin out the ranks as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm not really.
It's like their
So,
behavior is strange for certain.
all right, yeah, I think it's probably best we poke around a little and figure out why the fuck they're here in the first place, and then peace out, bitches, as our
they
engineer
say.
so eloquently put it.
Yeah.
All right, so how are we going to do that, though? Actually, where are we all back on the ship yet?
I want to say yes.
I don't
but I'm
remember
not
where.
sure.
Well, I mean, I know Jai was on the ship, but I don't remember where anyone else was.
Well, let me take you over to the actual map that you guys are on, which is right here.
Pretty sure I got back on the ship. But maybe not.
Zoe, Charlie, and Nemesis had not finished getting the device up yet.
Okay.
All right.
I think we just finished assembling it then.
Yeah, you just finished
All right.
disassembling it. But that's not really going to pose any problems now that this General Nassim Nazuri is.
The former General Nassim Nasuri.
Well, the former general's wife, Nassim Nazuri. The actual former
Oh,
general is dead. Killed in action.
okay.
Um, so she's even less qualified to be a leader. Well,
But
I think
she
she's
didn't.
more she's more qualified than a crater.
and she may be more qualified than the previous, even before he was a crater.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no obstacle to getting Zoe, Charlie, and Nemesis back up. It's just going to be a little bit of a harrowing experience with the ongoing gunfire and battle surrounding you. You are actually being lifted out of a war zone at this point because the new general's troops are still battling the old troops throughout the city.
As one does.
And the bots had the advantage at first because, oh my god, our own bots are killing us. Help! Go call for help. Oh no, I'm dead. I can't call for help. But the old troops seriously outnumbered the bots. That started turning around when the bots were able to free the prisoners of war that had been kept alive from the compound, government compound,
Mm-hmm.
government complex over here.
Right.
So right now, yes, it's going to be harrowing for them to be lifted out, and I believe that's actually why you've got Trisha Roberts, Eva Marie Notario as pilot, and Saul Elazad on the Marauder to bring back Zoe, Charlie, and Nemesis, and a couple of bots with you,
Right.
or androids.
That is correct.
So as Nemesis, Zoe, and Charlie are coming up, they've got the androids carrying up the parts, or is Charlie just telekinesing it all up?
I had my mic muted. Charlie's going to be telekinesing it up.
Okay.
When they get closer to the surface, he's going to, make an effort to look like he's holding the stuff, though.
Okay. All right.
Always good with appearances. A resident strongman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that Superman that was only strong telepathically, but made it look like he was strong because.
There was a Superman that was like, never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. There was a lot of Supermans that did a lot of things.
I'll ask my comic nerd friends when we play our comic nerd game on next Saturday.
Look, you could
out many Superman.
You could tell me literally anything about any given old comic superhero, and I'd probably believe it.
I mean, there was the time that he was a communist.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That one's almost recent. Though.
All right.
That one's one of the more important ones.
Let's get back to the space game where there is no Superman.
There's a really old one though, where he spits out mini Superman. Like
now, hold on. There may not be any Supermen, but are there any Ubermensch?
There definitely are. You've met some of them.
Yeah.
Gross.
Minus all of the grossness about them.
Oh, okay.
And replaced with different grossness.
That's just Space Marines.
Yeah.
Wait,
hold on, are the bro Space Marines?
No. I'm referring, of course, to Portia Lynn, though, and the revenants that she had with her.
That's fair.
So the parts are lifted up the shaft telekinetically by Charlie, who then makes it appear as if he's carrying them through the actual hatch. Why don't you go ahead and give me a work or perform charisma check?
Sure thing. Gotta open up my character sheet. It's
Yep.
thing I consistently forget to do.
Me too. Speaking of,
I always close mine because I want to see the map.
I just straight up don't have either of those skills. Flawless.
Like when I have my character sheet open too long, it just stops
work or perform
working.
what?
So
Charisma.
Okay. Well, I'm prepared to fail this roll.
well, that's fine. What's important is you tried.
Is that what's important?
I like to think so.
Well, when you think about it, nothing really matters.
Yeah,
It only becomes important when you succeed.
Fortunately, it's only the androids above that are watching, and they are trying to pay more attention to to what's going on outside. The humans you've got, Saul, Notario, and Roberts, are not looking directly at you guys. So, really, this performance was for androids.
A performance for androids. Sounds poetic.
Yeah, almost like they are living sentient beings, except these ones aren't.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now, when you get down to it, is anyone really?
What even is sentience?
It does look a little bit funky to Nemesis and Zoe, although they know what he's doing. It still looks a bit off.
If they didn't know it was up, they wouldn't know it was off.
Yes. And you're hearing the blast of rocket launchers striking barely 50 meters from you.
I feel like getting out of this area sooner rather than later is a good idea.
Yeah, most likely.
Let's make that the plan.
All right. Let me switch back over to this map for myself so I can pull up Natalya's sheet. Yeah. And Notario is waits for everyone to get loaded and tells you all to strap in, and those that don't have seats, because there are too many of you for the Marauder, to hang on to something really tight.
I quickly take a seat.
And actually, I was about to roll this, but I forgot. I've been having you guys roll these things. So, somebody, whoever is most um,
Is it Ontario pilot?
yeah,
Right.
trying to
Was
say
it a plus? It's a +0 or +1?
most invested in Notario. Go ahead and open up her sheet.
I think they're a +0, right?
No, she's a
I don't
plus
think
one.
you have. Oh, is she?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and you should be able to hold shift and double click her pog.
Yeah, I've opened it. I don't think there's anything on this sheet though for rolling skills.
Go over to
Oh,
the
skill.
top right, skill,
Huh.
under quick rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. I didn't know about that.
All right. There is a smattering of rifle fire that plinks against the Marauder's armor as it lifts off, and she hits the gas seriously. Um, and then one moment where the shuttle lurches suddenly. The fighter shuttle lurches suddenly off the side, and those with good hearing can hear the searing of metal through the various layers of armor, or more likely just hear the sound of a rocket passing very close by. And she
What?
screams up out of the area and gets herself right next to the Marauder. She's called in advance to prepare the docking.
Mm-hmm.
And bumps into the Raza mechanism, but not hard enough to damage anything. She's gonna get scolded later, though.
By
How
who?
dare
Zoe,
you
whose
make work
life
for
she
me?
just saved.
She scratched the charming paint job you've given the hull.
No, no,
Exactly.
by other ship crew that have to reinspect all of the equipment in the fighter bay now because that was a God, I can't think of words
Yeah, it's
right
like one of
now.
those things. Like someone runs into a bridge, they like have to close it so they actually
Mhm.
inspect the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. They're gonna have to do a manual, complete inspection of the fighter bay to make sure that it won't malfunction next time you're trying to launch. But it's not a serious scolding. It's just kind of a look what work you made us do.
Rumble, rumble.
This is going on while Jai is on the bridge having his conversation with Nassim.
Uh, actually, that does. I actually did want to ask her a question.
Okay.
Uh, the androids have been engaging rather heavily with the former occupiers of the city, correct?
Yes, they have.
Right. Identify the location of any androids that have dropped for me. I'd like to I'd like to send someone by to pick those up.
Jai hears her in the background speaking into her radio. Um, and there's a little bit of chatter back and forth. And she is able to give you location of 3 androids. There are probably more that have dropped, but she has the location of 3. Um, she says, though, that they are not alone. She doesn't know what numbers are with those androids.
Of other androids or
Of
of
other androids, yes.
Okay. Uh, could you possibly try giving orders to the androids not to interfere with us in any way? I'm not sure if they'd listen, but it might be worth trying.
You hear her. Actually, why don't you go ahead and give me a talk charisma?
Okay. Mm,
Okay. She was going to do it either way. It's just how much effort she puts into it.
gotcha.
And you hear her switching to Spanish, which you're on your ship, so at some point I'm going to write something about how your ship can translate languages, because it just seems like it should. I mean, how much would it cost to get a translator to work for every language and just put that in the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably not that much, honestly.
Anyways, you've got somebody there that can translate for you. I'm not going to name who. You just got someone that can translate, and
Oh,
they
sorry, I mean Natario.
yeah, she's still dealing with the shuttle,
Oh, getting fussed at by her coworkers.
getting fussed at, but also helping them out. So someone else is able to translate for the bridge. That yes, she is giving instructions to the androids, and she's giving detailed enough descriptions of who is going to be coming down to assist them in battle. That they'll be able to recognize you guys as the Raza. She is not telling them that you're going to be trying to pick up one of the androids. She's just telling them that you're going to assist them.
Okay. Great.
I guess we pick up one, you had to pick up 5 the way they operate.
So let's see.
So you've got 3 locations. One is and someone please write this down because this is we are in ad lib territory, so I don't have this written and can't copy it for you, copy paste it for you. One is in the middle of a street with 5 other androids engaged in battle with the previous regime, the revitalist regime. There is significant crossfire, and both sides have strong cover positions. That battle looks like it will probably be going on for a while. One is inside of a building with actually 2 androids down, but the soldier that reported it is no longer inside that building and can't give any kind of status on what that battle looks like. Um, third is 2 androids being carried by 2 other androids toward the factory that you had your idle team abandon. They are not currently engaged in any kind of battle. They've found a route through the city free of hostile forces.
Okay.
In the middle of
Thank you, Miokin.
in the middle of a street, but whatever.
All right. So I actually think it might be a good idea to probably. Well, I think it might be a good idea both to observe exactly what the 2 androids going to the factory are planning to do once they get down there. My assumption is that they're just going to make repairs, but following along with them and seeing might be a good idea. But they might have time to delete whatever information is on the androids in the process. So with that in mind, either dropping down to the building and retrieving the androids in there, or dropping down into the pitched battle and retrieving the android that dropped there might be a good idea.
I assume the pit. Let me see. So I'm actually a little bit. So who are we hostile with the revitalists still? I suppose.
Oh, I'm sure they're probably going to shoot at us.
Yeah. I guess the question is, are we helping either side? We're not really helping either side, right?
We
Just to be
don't really
clear.
care.
Okay. Well, that one seems like the most trouble, but then I guess the building.
Is an unknown
But
amount of trouble.
yeah, and plus, I guess the crossfire has the benefit of they're currently engaged with enemies versus the two carrying the two, or gonna have us as a sole focus.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also less.
So
The
what?
fact is, we're gonna be hostile in the crossfire situation. I think so. I think it's better to go for the two by themselves.
Okay.
Myself, but
All right. Thank you for volunteering.
all right, I'll get my drones ready.
Zoe or Arch, Knox,
Yo.
do you have any opinions?
Nope. I contain no opinions, as you
Okay.
well know.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Opinionless.
Okay. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to agree to try the building. Charlie, are you up for leading a couple of the Ice Ferret team in to see about retrieving those androids?
Are we sure we want to risk the NPCs? They're kind of squish.
Well, I mean, you can choose. If you actually, it might be worth seeing if you can just get in and get out with your stealth abilities and psychic powers.
Yeah, because they're currently down, so they can't like resist. I can just pick them up.
Yeah. That that's a very good point. Charlie, why don't we drop you down there? Notario is we'll drop you down there. If we can't get the ship out with Notario or the Marauder out with Notario, we can just drop you as you are and you can run over. But either way, I'll be trusting you to take care of this quietly without dying horribly.
As usual.
As usual. So yeah, I think we can just let Charlie take care of it. And then
I mean, how heavy? I guess they're probably more than 40 kilograms, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Charlie can handle whatever it is with telekinesis.
I think Nemesis was thinking about a drone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the drone would be pretty easy to shoot down. Do I not have it on that drone? I thought I had it on that drone.
All right. Well, let's get some inter-PC roleplay about the situation while the GM prepares this next little section.
Oh,
Okay.
Never mind. I haven't actually installed the second heavy lift on that drone yet. Time has
All
slowed
right.
down a lot this past few sessions.
So, I don't believe the rest have been properly informed. Once they're back up, I think I have figured out who the androids, what the androids are, or at least who they belong to properly. Complicated as the situation is, they seem to be Spectre Star technology androids. I'm not sure why they're here, and I want to find out. Which is why, Charlie, you're going to retrieve a couple of downed ones for me.
Oh, now it's a couple, not just one.
It was always a couple. We had the
Oh,
reports
was
of
it?
2 androids.
Oh, okay.
We've also got reports of a pair of androids dragging a couple more damaged ones back down towards that factory area. I'd like Nemesis, if you could see to sending a few people down there with them just to escort them down into the factory and keep an eye on them to see what they're doing. That would be helpful.
that pretend to be allies.
Well, I've had assurances from the current what passes for an authority in this area that they won't fire on us. So that's a factor.
And we know that this factory was emptied out of other androids, so that's good in this
Right.
scenario.
Just send a few people down there. Don't have them engage. They're just there to escort and watch.
Am I supposed to
Do you have any? Are there any
I
questions?
don't know. Am I supposed to, I guess I pick people out?
Yeah, I mean, you
So
can
much responsibility.
just go ahead and pick out a couple NPCs or a couple of our own androids.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, go ahead and remove the current tokens of the idols from the map and just place near those staircases the people that you want to pick for the escort mission.
Let's see here. We don't have, but we don't have them. I don't see them. Are you talking about on the factory map?
No, just place them near the stairs over here on the top left corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying talking about removing the idols. I was like, who?
Oh, I already took them off.
Okay. I guess we'll just go with 2 G0s and a G1.
Yeah, seems right.
And well, I guess we'd be potentially fighting 2 to 4 androids, right? Potentially. But if we're just doing there, I guess here's the question: is do you want a recovery?
Just escort and watch. They're just keeping an
Okay.
eye on them.
All
If
right.
they
Yeah.
have like actual issues, order them to retreat.
Okay. So not to engage.
Right.
Right. Yep. That should be fine then. And then I guess I'll drop myself there with my drones.
Which leaves Charlie on the solo mission.
All right. I can't.
From what it sounds like, it shouldn't be bad. It's just,
Don't say that.
significantly more worried now that you've done that.
Yeah, that's a fucking death flag triggered right there.
I'm fine with it.
Good old death flags. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Sure. Got combat field uniform on. I do this time. Don't get my active Patronus. Gives me a little bit more room for another drone.
All right, those of you that are going to actually, why don't everyone check up your character sheet, make sure that the correct equipment is set as other, readied, and stowed, just in case you find yourself dragged into something.
Oh, just in case.
Just in
Just in
case.
case.
Yeah, I mean, that should all be right.
Guess I'll take this time to don that Vanguard suit.
Yeah, I want to equip my graph tank.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. Just in case something happens.
Just shoulder mount it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Seems reasonable.
It does? Oh, thank God. Oh, I was worried you guys wouldn't let me go for it.
Oh dear.
Oh boy, Rick.
Paxtrons, I think, weigh the same as stalkers, right? Let's find out. Do. Oh wait, no, Paxtrons are heavy as heck. Go figure.
Yes.
Sorry.
The GM would prefer more roleplay than humming.
I mean, what do we roll? We're just waiting around, right?
How are the characters reacting to all of these recent developments? You've got the April transmission. You've got the sudden shift in sides. Some news about Spectre Star.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. I think it's a good idea to have a group call with Lisa right about now.
Okay.
Just get her on the. We don't need to call her in. We can just get her on the. We can just call her.
On the horn.
Yeah.
All right. She answers.
Hey, Lisa.
I thought we already talked about this. I don't know what's going on.
Isn't it
You don't
job?
know. You don't know where she's getting this information from, or why she's like this.
No.
Lisa?
You're fired.
No.
Oh,
Find out.
I'll do what I can. Wait, what exactly do you want me to find out?
Well, one, where the hell she got the information, and two, exactly where she is right now. Where the hell is she broadcasting from?
Well, she seems to have gotten the information from here. There's no other way she could have. There's no way she could broadcast from here without being here.
Right. So figure out where here she is.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Everything about this is insane. Okay. So Zoe, have you looked into that that terraforming equipment yet?
yep. And this is what it does. And then she briefs you on what it does.
Wow. Does all
My
that,
mouth,
huh?
Zoe's mouth moves, but the DM is now going to speak through her.
Oh.
All right.
Yep. 1 second.
No, the Zoe does.
Wow, Zoe, your voice sounds really different.
Yeah, well, you know, your testosterone changes, levels change when you own a grav tank.
I see.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Definitely how that works.
Why don't
Yep.
you go ahead and roll me a int fix from Zoe?
Can do.
And do.
All right. Zoe's voice comes out as pixels. So what she can analyze from it is essentially what I said last time, with more certainty. That it is designed to construct nanobots from blah blah blah. And I'm going to tangent myself a little bit here. I had a realization over the last couple weeks that maybe I put too much information out. Like I'm always going to write those kinds of details, but it felt last session like I was just rattling off a list of this stuff as a list of items, and it wasn't particularly engaging. At least it didn't feel like that to me. So I'll try and bombard you guys with a little bit less extraneous information. At least that's what I think it is. However, if you want more extraneous information, you can certainly have somebody investigate what those nanobots do on a cellular genetic level. You'll just need somebody with the appropriate expertise for that.
Only we had someone that knew about genetics.
Yeah,
Ah,
if
gosh,
only.
it's just a sore lack of our party composition.
Yeah, we're really lacking. Okay. Are there any? Yeah, are there any actual samples of the nanobots still in the machine?
There are.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get those down to lab. Let's see. Who else is in the bridge with us right now? Is anyone still on the bridge with us right now?
Yeah, anyone except for Charlie, who's prepping to go down.
Oh, I guess this whole thing can also be a plan too with Charlie and me.
If you want it to be a plan, yeah. So
Probably be a plan.
Okay.
what you can see from the Raza is there's fighting across two buildings on a city street, or along a city street, and the Kennegaran forces outnumber the androids, but the androids are holed up in a sturdily built warehouse building. You can only see the Kennegaran forces and the exchange of laser and, well, you assume ballistic fire, with the occasional laser fire coming back from the Kennegaran. So you know that there are Kennegaran forces in the building that is across from the warehouse, across an alleyway, as well as surrounding the warehouse and taking shots through the windows. There are also a lot more Kennegarans across the street at different buildings, which I did not leave myself room to represent or to draw, so are simply represented by pogs along the street. There are windows into their warehouse. 2 windows, in fact. Nemesis, go ahead and give me a program int check. This is not hacking.
Darn. But it's good to be clear. One
Okay.
of these days I'll have specialists too. And I'll have the option.
I
That'll be
actually
level
usually
10.
end up discouraging that, but that's of course entirely.
Well, yeah, I mean there will be plenty of options for it, I'm sure, because I like the fact that it has the other options, but
Now I've only placed you on this map here, Nemesis. Nemesis is able to kind of try and to roughly map out the location of the androids and the that are inside the warehouse, as well as the Kennegarans that are inside the building across the alleyway.
okay, I see that other way there.
The
Gotcha.
blue
Makes
are
sense.
windows, and the lines, the double lines, are doors.
Okay.
So that's what uh, you and Charlie are dealing with.
Are there windows coming from this side as well, or
No, the warehouse extends for quite some ways in that direction.
okay? So
In fact, I'm gonna move.
and same thing from this way too, right?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay,
move
so
Nox over
really,
to this map also.
yeah. So the only real probable entry here is here, but we're technically hostile to these guys. I guess he could technically at some point come in from. He could come in from a little ways down this way.
Um,
I would think, or
I'm
honestly, even that alleyway.
because of the limitations of small roll 20 map. I'm going to say that the other
Okay.
directions, off in this direction and this direction, there are solid walls that he would need to break through, making lots of noise. There's no direct. It looks like it's a split warehouse with a solid wall between two different warehouse, two different rented warehouses.
Are all the windows presented here and currently intact?
No, the windows are almost all broken out.
Okay.
How many floors are there?
There's only one floor.
Yeah, like a big old area. So these are pillars that would block line of sight. Correct.
hmm
You said these androids are friendly?
That's what you've
They
been told.
should be. They may not be as friendly if you start trying to take them away though. Take away the damaged ones, that is.
Okay.
And there are also other wounded Kanagarans around. I'm not representing them. Appear to be from both factions, and one of those may be the contact that got this information.
So I feel like either there or there are your entry points.
Probably going to
This
be
way, probably the one in the
closer to
alleyway.
over here.
Yeah. Because actually, I scroll down a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of these guys on the road. So yeah, I think that's pretty much your entry point.
Okay.
And I guess you could, feign alliance with them. Like this one, I feel like would it be easier? Getting one would probably just be easier than getting a second one, but we don't know if they're entirely inoperable. Whether he'll be able. I guess that is the question. Are they entirely inoperable such that he could telekinesis them?
You don't have that information.
Okay.
You just know that. In fact, I should actually have said that you don't know where the X'd out androids are.
Okay.
You're discerning the location of the other androids based on the weapons fire, and
Okay.
the two
Can I
with the
note
red
there's
X's are not firing.
you have 6 androids here total, by the way.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I do. You're right.
Oh, when you said yes, I thought that was intentional.
It, it was. I placed 6 down, forgetting that they were in units of 5. So
Aha.
we're going to remove that one.
Darn. I think that's the least convenient one.
Are the two around him distressed that one of their buddies just vanished into thin air?
They never existed.
It's
They
an
got false hydra.
existential crisis.
They got false hydra. They don't have any they don't remember their ally there. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Charlie? I'm thinking like get to that one and telekinesis that one over, but I don't remember how fast. That's like what, 10 meters per round?
20.
Oh, 20.
Yep. You
I
can
could technically
telekinesis things at
telekinesis.
twice your speed.
Okay. So you could technically telekinesis it like over to you and then just like grab them both by the scruff if you're strong enough. But I don't know if you'd be strong enough to carry 2 androids. They're probably pretty dense.
No, these are full ass
probably-
robots.
Yeah, you'll probably need your telekinesis to even move each one.
Yep.
So that would leave you a whole round with the other androids being like, "Hey, what the?" So what do you think? Oh, I guess we don't technically. Again, we don't. I guess we don't know where the X dot ones are.
Yeah.
Right.
Regardless, you're infiltrating from probably this window right here, right?
Yep.
Let me
And you don't necessarily need to avoid the sightlines of the androids until you start doing anything suspicious.
now that you guys have had some time to do that, I'm bringing everyone else to the same map. Because if you've got anyone who could make a tactical analysis of the situation with an actual combat skill, then someone might be able to give a good guesstimate of where the other units would have been.
I have shoot 0.
See, I can only think through this with fucking psychic brain. In which case, I could probably cheat these androids out of the building if I pulled them straight up through the ceiling after blowing up said ceiling with, I don't know, a grenade.
I mean, that's
shaped
loud, but
explosive.
it would be the probably say. I don't know. I guess I don't think that would be
It's
too bad.
infinitely safer.
Charlie would be exposed for the time that he's telekinesing it, because he does have to be able to see the thing he's telekinesing.
But they're not
Yep.
likely to be able to kill you in one round, particularly not if they're under fire.
There is another possibility you could consider. You can always call in air support.
Yes, but then I'd die.
Well,
I mean, the kind of problem with that is we want the android somewhat intact. The Marauder is still susceptible to rockets, right?
The Marauder is still susceptible to rockets. It's got starship armor, so it'll take half damage, but that's half of 3d10, and then minus the 5.
I mean, yeah,
So on average, it'll take 10 damage from a hit, right?
yeah.
Or no, wait, no, it'll take 10 damage on a hit on average, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly. That's very rough,
That's
actually.
fair. Yeah, the most you could really do is if you really wanted air support but didn't want to expose the Marauder, the Hydra array does outrange.
We could also just drop the drop
Missiles.
pod on it, right?
Yeah, that is an option too.
Are the fighters hostile to us?
Yes.
The fighters are hostile to us.
The
And
Androids
androids are
technically
not.
are not, but they most certainly will be once you start moving them. I bet.
But
That
yeah,
part there is speculation. For all we know, the androids will be perfectly fine with you taking them, but I doubt it.
regardless, yeah, we can just drop the drop pod on there if you want to go a little loud.
I mean, you could just do the drop pod as a distraction behind them, and then do what you're talking about.
I need a little bit of information here. What are these? Are these walls?
Yes.
And these blue things are windows inside of those walls?
Yes.
Okay.
This icon that I've just placed, which I realize none of you will be able to interact with, but I'll move it if you need to,
The drop pod
is, yes, the drop pod. It will not drop onto the building, recognizing that it is an unsafe landing area.
Plus
Um,
also, we don't want to crush the androids.
or get it stuck inside the building, even if you overrid those safety controls.
Yeah, so I guess if we're just gonna go loud anyways, maybe we send a couple with Charlie. Charlie is still with telekinesis our best option to retrieve immobilized bodies. So maybe Charlie brings a few guards to provide covering fire.
They would probably just stay in the drop pod, and then we could deposit the androids into the drop pod and make our way back up.
But they'd still be there for, in case things go sour.
I have a question that's specific to Charlie, I guess.
Okay.
Would the androids that are currently fully functional still be salvageable if they were EMP'd to death?
Yeah.
Okay. So, being fried is not an issue here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think through it before.
It's going to do damage to them, but it's not going to make them completely, scrap with no memory.
We'd still be able to use them, is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The most important thing right now is capturing the like seeing if we can get access to the memory of them.
Yep.
If that wasn't, yeah, just to make that clear.
Where do you want me to put that drop pod?
I don't like where it is now.
Okay.
No, just
No.
drop it on in.
Okay.
Wherever you please.
I think
Alright.
I kind of like it right there, Nat. Like, because that'll provide cover against, like how I mean, I guess maybe a little bit more caterwall to block sight from bulk of the fighters, and if he exits this way, like so basically diagonal
this?
here. Yeah, as close to the building as it could
Is it
to block
possible
line
to
from these.
block this?
Yeah. You can probably
makes it
get it to
It's just-
land something like this.
Could just stop out right here, pull something through the window, and then leave.
If you want to do that, you'll need somebody to make a pilot check to land it safely.
That might be a little too tight.
Yeah, that seems a little tight.
It will fit. It will fit. But
You just hear a lot of loud scraping noises
Yes,
when you're
scraping
going on
would
in.
be-
there may be some scraping.
I'm not the one that has to buff it out, so
Well, can't be Atari. Yeah, they're already busy buffing out the ones in the Marauder.
You can always ask Zoe.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear if you were responding, Xander.
Oh, he said you could ask Zoe. I didn't hear anybody actually ask her.
I mean, yeah, this is I left it to Nemesis and Charlie to deal with.
The drop pod is mostly immune to rockets, right? Because it's such a
Oh, it's
tank.
completely immune to,
Yeah,
to
it
rockets,
is. Unless they happen to have TL4 rockets.
right? Which
You haven't seen any
The-
evidence of.
right?
The androids probably do, but they might not.
As far as we know, the androids are only equipped with customized laser rifles.
That's all you've seen.
That being
the
said,
Other arm that holds the rockets.
I should note there is one TL3 thing that can get in, and demo charges can do damage through armor.
And you have seen the Kanagirans equipped with demo charges.
That being said,
But it's not gonna be. It's gonna be Warden 1, right?
I mean you'd need to take you wouldn't be taken down by one demo charge now.
Yeah. And usually those would require some setup because usually the blast zone is about as far as you can throw it. I think.
Oh,
I
the
don't know for sure.
blast zone on a demo charge is pretty wide if you aren't standing on the shaped or the shaped away from end.
And you can't do that with throwing. I don't think you can just do a shape. I don't think you can throw a shaped charge, right?
No,
not predictably.
Not yet.
That is total rule of cool.
I could.
Now,
I
maybe
could
if
see
you-
it tried, but I'm just imagining the scenario where it lands pointing the wrong way, right back at you.
You throw it and detonate it midair, right back at your face.
Oh god.
That would
maybe
that would
if
be
you
like-
had like God.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe if you had like 4 in the fucking exert skill, I think that's throw, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you can use actually, funny enough, exert, stab, or shoot to throw things.
All right.
It would be like trying to put a laser on one edge of a boomerang and expecting it to shoot in the direction you throw the boomerang. You just get
That's what a
spinning laser
TL4
of
boomerang
death.
is, isn't it?
That's
I
what.
think a TL4 boomerang is just a drone.
TL4 boomerang is a boomerang with a laser sight
And a knife.
and a knife, duct taped to one end of it.
Yep.
God.
So we are gonna try to jam it into the alleyway. And will Zoe be your pilot?
I mean, I'll pilot it. But jamming it into the alleyway seems like a terrible idea.
I do feel like it's maybe unnecessary to jam into the alleyway. Like, it's a good idea if it was no risk.
The difficulty to get it in there with no exit complications is 8 on landing. If you don't make that, then the exit complications are unknown. I'll come up with them at the time. But they won't be like, oh no, now we're stranded between two forces. You'll just need to take a little bit of extra time to extricate.
Just remember, it'll be part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. It is part of the plan, yeah.
If you're between two forces, then you can shoot in any direction. Obviously. Hilarious.
I'll say that one of the complications of failing that check is that you don't have any guns you can bring to bear.
Wait, what?
If you don't lay it
Oh,
properly, you won't be able to fire the weapons at.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying that there wouldn't be any guns on the thing, and I was like, why would we not bring any guns?
No, they get scraped off.
Well,
okay.
no, clearly you just land too
Yeah,
close
okay.
to a bear and it just eats them.
Well,
Damn
yeah.
bears.
I mean,
They're a menace.
They're-
I was
they are
either
known
way.
for
I was
their,
totally fine with it. Just blocking it by way of just being in the way of people being able to get inside of the this little hallway area. I didn't mean like
Actually jamming through there.
literally tubing it up.
So I would think diagonally like this, right?
Yeah, something close, but we can get out
Somewhere
of
will
it.
be a
if we
tight.
need to.
Somewhere will be a tight squeeze for someone to squeeze by. I would think would be adequate.
Yeah,
That's still going to be a pilot check, but it's only difficulty 6.
Yeah,
And that's
significantly
mostly
easier.
overriding the drop pod's safe landing protocols.
I feel like drop pods are probably designed to occasionally land on things that are not safe.
They are, but they require a human pilot to do that.
Fair enough.
we can make a
Yeah.
6.
In this world, they have rules against robots killing people. He says, ignoring
Yep.
the androids.
I'm just remember playing Titanfall and occasionally trying to drop the Titan
Dude, that was the best.
on people.
Oh, my
wouldn't let
Titan's
you.
ready. Better make sure I get a kill with it dropping.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
All right, so is this a better position for you?
Infinitely.
Tuesdays.
If you fail the DC-6, which you're unlikely, the drop pod will instead be about 2 meters closer to the street, making it an easy for anybody to pass between the buildings.
I mean, other than the fact that we're going to be shooting at him. Who's my gunner?
Yeah, other than all the guns and stuff.
I assume you have the pick after me picking the litter.
Yeah.
Probably.
You go ahead and pick.
Yeah, go
Hey,
ahead, just
Scotty.
put people on that green square.
Scotty McCrumble.
No, Scotty's got jobs to do. I want.
They're still for G1s. They're still solid odd.
Hmm.
And to meet Loa.
There's also Libra, but I guess
Wait, no.
we would leave Libra on the Robert's
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
So who does that leave? Elena? No, she's down with you guys.
Right.
No. No, Elena's still on the Raza.
Wasn't she down with you guys?
No, I just took guards.
Okay, well, we'll take her then.
We
Right.
always have Armstrong.
You do have Armstrong.
You have Armstrong.
Well, I feel like Armstrong's better suited for ship-based activities than activities that require more flexibility in
I mean,
thinking.
We can kidnap one of the ice ferret.
Armstrong is all right. Armstrong's crew, right? I'm actually kind of surprised Armstrong's not a guard. But I guess the military needs crew people too. So
Plus, didn't they very specifically freak out and leave because they didn't want to be part of the killing people or whatever?
No, that was something else.
No, their freak out was the kind of stuff that you would see in a young adult novel.
Oh no, they're a young adult novel pro tag.
Do they have pink hair?
No,
that's an
they do
anime
not.
protag.
Yeah, it's anime.
Wait, all right. So they are a young adult novel, not a light novel protag, right?
I don't know the difference.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I can define that difference very well either.
It's all right. Well, regardless. What is the title of the novel? Is it like one or two words, or is it a long run-on sentence with ending with a
Question mark?
question mark and an exclamation point?
In which
It's one
Armstrong
word, but it's a
finds
weird
his
word.
true purpose and also 4 wives. But with a question mark and 4 wives?
Very
Okay,
nice.
that sounds awful.
I wandered onto a pirate ship one day and ended up with a harem of
Yep.
aliens.
Yep, there it is. That's the one.
Yeah,
We got it.
in one.
Did it.
Back
No,
in the
I
tag 'em.
feel like Armstrong's would be more of a social commentary drama.
Oh,
Slice
gross.
of life.
Slice of life with all the body elements of young adult romance.
And he looked at her, and she looked at him,
The word
and he looked
quivering
at
is used
her.
way too much.
Ugh.
Oh, and turgid and throbbing.
And moist.
Yep. All the words.
Wait, why moist?
Why not moist?
Mm,
Someone has never
Yeah,
watched
no,
Dead
no,
Like
that's
Me.
I have not.
Fantastic little show. Has Mandy Patinkin in it.
Who?
Yes. He's kind of a lesser known but excellent actor. I think he's lesser known, but I also think he's excellent.
Mm.
I can
There's
post.
a book on teen books to read.
All right. Well, let's get back to who you've got on the ship. Is on the drop pod. Is Elena going to be your gunner?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's your gun practice, Elena.
Elena, funny enough, since you promoted her, has a special bonus of she's actually really good at violence. She's got +2 attack and +2 damage.
Elena is good at violence. I'm shocked.
Yep.
Almost like I picked her because of that reason. Even though I specifically told her that she needed to learn how to take care of, not take it out on her people.
Well, this would be an opportunity for her to get some of that violence out without it being on her people.
Yep. She's gonna take it out on these assholes.
All right.
So do you need me to actually roll something, or what are we waiting on?
I'm waiting on. I think the only thing that we're waiting on is for confirmation that these are the only 2 people coming down. I do need Charlie on that green square, of course. Unless Charlie is getting down there some other way.
I don't know where I'd pull that from.
Go ahead and
just-
open up your the handouts. If they're not already open the subfolder for characters campaign. Click on Charlie Bates' name, not his picture, and drag his name over to the green square.
Handouts.
It is the so it's listed as journal in the top right. It's the one that looks like a little newspaper. It's actually where you open up your character sheet from.
There we go. There we go. I'm in there. And then I go to handouts.
Oh, sorry, I misdirected you. So scroll all the way back up to the top of all these things.
Okay.
And where you would normally go to open Charlie's character sheet, instead of just clicking on that, click and drag his name over to the green square.
Okay.
Just like that. Yep. That's how you can place pogs, your own pogs or NPC pogs, as long as you control them, anytime. Just make sure that you're clicking on the name and not the picture or the hamburger menu.
Hamburger menu.
Yeah, I don't know what I call
Burger.
it either.
I did link the Wikipedia article for hamburger menu in one of those in-session references. All right, so you've got 3 people. Charlie will be able to exit any side of that he wants to. I'm not going to put like specific exits on the grab tank. And looks like you have a plan. Secure an android, observe an android. So your plan intent is to actually obtain mostly intact android bodies, drop down by Zoe, position to block the alleyway. Smash and grab. Charlie with backup to cover anything if anything goes wrong. It's a little bit vague. It's basically just saying what you want to do, not what your
Yeah.
plan is.
Well, I mean, it's like I don't really have a plan other than to observe and report, and then retreat if anything goes south for
So
myself.
let's
For
go ahead
Charlie's
and
is more important, for sure.
yeah, let's just get the additional details of Charlie. What direction is Charlie going to exit or planning to exit the grab tank? And
Oh,
how
yeah.
is
This side.
Alleyway, yeah.
and then how is he planning to retrieve an android?
Once he locates one, he plans to just move
yank
it.
to you.
Just
Telekinesis.
telekinesis it straight
Yeah,
out.
I'm assuming as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And remembering that you guys don't actually know where they are yet.
Yep.
Alleyway.
So you'll want to include him identifying a downed android as well, unless your plan is just to EMP in there and make them all downed androids.
It's an option. It's a backup plan for sure.
Identifying, not identifying. Interesting.
Okay.
I know exactly where a non-downed android is. I can turn it into one fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the question. You intend to make your own downed androids?
If things get violent, then I'll turn one off and bring it with me.
All right. Are you editing anything into that, Meowkin?
I am.
Okay. I'll wait until you finish there. And
Charlie
while you do
exiting
that,
to the alleyway, making their own downed android if need be, and telekinesis to pull the android to them. No, down android via EMP. Said that. So I don't know how much I actually know about the EMP thing, but I suppose if Charlie wants to participate, if Charlie's participating in the planning session,
Well, I believe you've already just seen it in action, but
yeah, I think I have to at some point.
against the helicopter, but that was
all
really far
one
away.
times it was used.
Okay. We'll work with that. Turn the music down a little bit.
A quick question.
Mhm.
I may not know the answer to this, but is Charlie capable of carrying a bot just freehand?
Yeah, he should be able to. They didn't come across when Nemesis and Zoe were inspecting them as significantly heavier than a person, although they were heavier than normal androids, and normal androids are a little bit heavier than normal people.
Okay. So that is also a thing that can happen, I guess. If I find one, I can just pick it up and bring it out of there.
The old-fashioned way.
So yeah, it would be safe to assume that each android is 100 kilograms. It's about 220 pounds.
Okay.
Would only need 5 heavy lifting fittings.
That's right. What is Charlie's strength?
12.
He would be encumbered trying to bring one out, but he would be able to drag one out. Encumbered is your movement to 7.
Okay, so it's cut in half, or it's just flat 7?
Oh, it's 7 for a normal person. For you, we'll say that it's down to 10.
Okay.
Even
And
though
then-
the extra speed is intended to represent when he's got full freedom of movement, we'll give you the benefit still and say that even dragging something that is a heavy human, he's more sure-footed and capable of placing himself
Okay.
to make the most movement.
I'm still going to say carrying things out is probably a no-go then.
It definitely poses a lot more risk to him.
Yeah.
However, he would get the bonus if he used his run action. Run as a main action, I mean.
Yeah, he'd be double moving at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Picking it up and then double moving out of there.
Yeah, so he would get the AC bonus.
Okay.
Alright, looks like your plan is set. Players are placed. We'll go ahead and have Jai controlling Elena, since Nemesis has some more direct control in the other thing that you guys are planning. So,
Okay.
Jai, when you pull up the vehicles handout, Nemesis.
Let me. What section was the vehicles handout again?
It's in your character sheets,
Oh, okay.
right below Charlie.
I see it. Yeah.
So when Elena is firing the railgun or anti-vehicle laser, she'll have a +4 to that attack. You can just add that in in the modifier box, and remember that she'll also have a +2 to the damage.
Got it.
Can't add that in; we'll just manually do it.
We'll do it live.
The +2 will also apply if she's using suppressive fire, which I suspect is probably what you're going to do more often than regular attacks.
Probably.
You had... Shoot, what was the... You had 2 anti-vehicle lasers and 1 railgun on the drop pod.
That is correct.
And since it fights like a grav tank, it only requires 1 operator to fire all 3 weapons.
Yep. And that is very scary.
Your plan is set in motion. Zoe, go ahead and roll me the difficulty 6 pilot check with int or dex.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
I don't think you
Don't
can actually
fuck
fail this
it
with all the
up.
assistance you've got.
And Elena there to the plan.
Wrong.
Well, you've got the administrator, the planning
Yeah.
focus bonus.
Well, I'm not sure if.
Yeah.
Wait, shit. Did I use my reroll already?
No,
hold
this
on,
is a
hold on,
new
no,
thing.
no, no,
You don't
the
need
plus
to.
one, it was a 6 to pass, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know
Well,
if
yeah,
Nemesis
but-
can fail that.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, I don't think I can.
Oh, okay.
I've got a
Alright.
plus. Well, no, I think I can. No, three
Nope,
skill-
you can't.
No,
You'd get a
three skill,
6.
one- Yeah. 'cause I'm +1.
Yep. Yeah. So the only way that you could have failed so badly that you needed to use a reroll is if your
rolled
first pilot
double
check had
once
been
twice.
once. Yeah.
Yeah,
Snake
you
eyes.
only need double ones.
I don't think I've used my reroll already
No.
from last session.
Well,
Either way, wouldn't it be a new scene anyways?
You
It's only
get, you
15
get one
minutes.
every scene, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's scene. That's right. For some reason, I was thinking it was like per day or something like that.
No, that's like Jai's thing.
Yeah.
Focus.
Per game.
I think Jai's is
game.
per session.
Jai's is per game, yeah, so even
Yeah.
Jai would still have theirs.
Yep.
Anyway,
So yeah, the drop pod lands where you want. It is closer to those buildings than depicted, and it
Do-
is.
Do these fighters have to like jump out of the way so I don't land on them?
They do. They do. At the
Uh,
very last minute, they're able to jump out of the way because your drop is stealthed. Just it's not stealth to people within 2 meters of you.
Yeah, no, they're like, holy shit, is that thing dropping? Oh god. It's like stealthy like a meteor about to hit you, It's like it just comes in so fast.
The only warning they get is the very, very quick braking that the drop pod does so that it doesn't crush you guys on hitting the earth. And that's within, you're 5 meters above them at that point and coming down real fast. 5 to 10 meters above them, coming down real fast. They look up, and I'll actually give them saving throws. Not that, they really matter. But just for
It'd
the
be interesting to see how well they perform.
yeah, just for the fun of it.
For the
Just
men.
see if they get squished.
See if they get squished.
They get squished.
Wow, they both rolled a 10. I was giving them a bonus to that, but not a +4 bonus. So, you have one dude that is screaming outside your drop pod as his legs got pinned, and one dude,
Mental trauma.
well, as his legs got pinned and singed, and one dude that is
pin.
just got fried by the thrusters as he was coming down. He's dead. There, the snail is the pinned guy. He's not going anywhere fast.
Snail. Oh god. Trying to get a person that's only kept alive by the drop pod crushing him.
Yeah, as soon as you lift off, you'll fry him. You'll bake him.
Well, even I mean, honestly, have you not heard the thing like a person pinned by like on a train or something like that?
Yeah, I actually read the story of a woman pinned by a car that
Yeah.
or killed by a car that
Yeah.
pinned her against a building.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they'll survive for a while so long as this car's still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hasn't. The fighter has until we leave.
Yep.
Basically.
They're not going to survive this encounter. The other fighters all begin communicating and scrambling, and you hear bullets plinking off of your grav tank armor. You are already being fired upon.
That's fine.
All according to Keikaku.
All right, let's
Keikaku meets plan.
I imagine Elena's firing back, so yeah.
let's go ahead and have some initiatives rolled.
Okay.
All right, so I have to click on my character, and then click on this.
Not
Yeah,
much
right.
better.
Click on this. Hey,
Show off.
a little speedy over here. Just to be clear, the fighters are on our side, aren't they?
Nope.
No.
No.
The
They're
fighters-
explicitly not on our side.
Didn't we
Yeah,
make
the,
friends with? Didn't we make friends with their boss?
No,
we
made
killed
friends.
their boss.
Yeah, no, these are the
But then didn't we make
Right,
friends with
right,
their
right.
boss's replacement?
That's a different party.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking confused.
we made
about
we
what's
made
happening
friends.
here.
Currently, we're friends with the people in control that are quote unquote in control of the androids.
Right. Okay.
We're about to piss them off, I presume. Well, maybe not
No.
the people, but we're about to piss off the androids.
Maybe.
Probably. Then that is speculation. I don't know.
So the regime that is firing upon your grav tank right now, your drop pod grav tank, is the Revitalists, and the last status that you had with them, the last disposition, is that General Galan was very pissed off at you guys and was firing with puny TL3 and some TL4 weapons on the Raza as it hovered over him.
Not the most.
Not advised.
He didn't have the best sense of perspective.
No, and there were certainly some of the soldiers in there that were of sounder, saner mind, but it's not like they could go anywhere or do anything without getting shot themselves.
Yeah.
Such is the life of a soldier in an oppressive regime. Authoritarian too. And
Most
that's
impressive kind.
who these guys are. The other fighters are the Reverends are fighting alongside androids throughout the city against these guys. So the androids are against you because you're trying to take one of them. At least they will be as soon as you try to take one of them.
Oh, are you confirming my theory?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was kind of obvious.
These guys are against you. One, because you just crushed them, and two, because General Galan doesn't like you, and three, because General Galan is dead because of you. Well, because of him, because of you.
It was very directly because of us, actually.
It was.
I'd argue he's dead because of him.
He's dead because of him.
That's true.
Alrighty. So I see that we've got initiatives up there. Charlie, you can take. Actually, you guys can take one full action. Not one full action. One action, not one full round. One action, each of you, before we actually start the initiative.
Okay.
This is part of your dropping down.
I don't suppose we have any information on the sightlines of all these androids.
Just
They're all looking at us because we just fell on top of them.
Wouldn't be surprised. Well,
Would be surprised by the drop pod?
wouldn't be surprised if they were all staring directly at
Yeah.
us.
um.
One action.
Zoe, go ahead and roll me a int program check, or an int pilot
Hi.
check.
Why do you hate? Oh, okay, never mind.
Why do you hate? Oh, never mind.
It's funny because they're pretty much exactly the same. It just program always tends to not work out. Huh?
There you go. Zoe is able to find a camera angle on this android, and yes, it is looking at you guys.
Yeah.
And you can actively see it adjusting its stance to take cover from you as well as from the fighters in various parts of shooting at it.
I almost revealed my brilliance in asking, what kind of skill would I need to roll to look for something?
That's usually a work check.
Wait, actually? Not
No,
notice?
No. I'm being a jerk.
Oh dear.
All right, so Zoe, is there anything else that you want to do with your one action?
Besides landing the plane? No.
Charlie, you've got one action.
I guess Charlie's going in.
Okay, and Lulu, Elena has one action.
She sure does, and it's going to be fire all guns.
All right.
Pew 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 pew
Pew pew pew pew. I'm actually not. Remind me again how the suppress works.
It does half damage to all targets within its range. That's obviously not a 360. I'll put an arc on it.
Okay.
But for our purposes here, remember that each of these fighters here across the street are not just one fighter. It's lots of fighters that are trying to assault these androids here.
All right. I'm going to suggest let's point the arc to the lefterly direction.
I would think
Deal
you're
with
right.
those ones.
The ones on
So-
the left don't have an angle into the building, right? What with the giant drop pod in their face?
Right, but that way we can focus. That way these guys are still distracting the androids.
Ah, I see. Okay, no, that's fair.
Okay.
So let's fire the suppress first. That is the wrong thing. You said plus. Wait, no. Suppresses roll a save, isn't it?
Suppresses, yeah, you just roll damage.
Save for half, right?
Okay.
Or no,
Yeah.
it's save for none. No, is it save for
The-
none or save for half?
Save for none.
Save for none.
Gotcha.
It already does half damage by suppressing.
Yeah. Wow, so yeah, it could be half again.
So the damage should be 7, I believe.
Damage is 7, yes. And I'm not going to actually roll saves here. I'm just going to take this narrative because there are no actual individual Kanagiran Pogs on that side. But Elena's efforts. Actually, I should have just had you roll a skill check for this.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to roll a skills check instead? It's not like the
Yeah, go ahead and
damage
have,
or attack means anything to me.
yeah, it doesn't. Go ahead and have her roll a shoot skill check. She is proficient at this, and go ahead and give her a +1 bonus.
All right. Were these two not like individual pogs?
They're not individual pogs, no. Those are just
Okay.
representative
The
of
group hogs.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get Elena's sheet open. Give her a +1, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Doot. Well, it doesn't let me give a +1, so this is just rolled with +1.
Oh, okay.
So it's an 8.
That's okay. I'll see if that's a setting I can adjust later on. But yes, an 8 works, and is keeping the fighters on that side busy, if not dead.
Okay. And that leaves the other 2 anti-vehicle lasers, which I guess if these 2 aren't individual pogs, she'll fire 2 anti-vehicle lasers at individual pogs over here.
Those are still representative pogs.
Okay. Which ones are the individual pogs?
The 2 that you've crushed, the one inside this building here, and the one outside this window here.
All right. Let's. I'm going to fire both at the one inside this building if I can actually see them.
You can't see them, but you know they're there because of the gunfire that was being traded between that and the android. So you have a good enough fix on its position that you can fire lasers at it.
Okay. Let's do one at each. One at each.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
So for that, let's go ahead and just do normal attack rolls.
Okay. Here's at the one who is exposed.
Okay.
+4. 19, and that's 19
dear.
damage.
That is more hit points than he can have. Or more damage than he can have hit points. Dead.
Phew. Okay. And then the second attack at the one that we can't actually see.
Mm-hmm.
What's the penalty on that?
I will be applying it as a bonus to its armor, so don't worry about it.
Okay. So that is 16 and 10 damage.
It doesn't actually reach him. There's enough cover that the laser is quickly chewing through, since that is its entire job. And the stone next to him is super heated, but he's
And explodes and kills him.
covered for now. However, he is visible. He is now completely visible.
Sounds good.
All right, Charlie, your single action.
Charlie was going to be moving in. I was going to say, like that.
And he's wearing the Vanguard suit, so he does have 20 meters of movement.
Yep.
That is scary.
He's fast.
He's fast.
Z-
I
That's why
assume
smash and
that
grab work.
he's committing the effort to do that.
Yeah, that's part of his passives now. That's always committed.
Okay.
Uh,
You tell Charlie that you need to go get something back from the ship. You're on planet, and he races off at 100 kilometers an hour.
Neum.
All right. Charlie zips in.
Actually, it's probably much slower pace as that, so like long, loping strides.
We are at the top of the first full round of combat with is Zoe.
So is this guy right here? Is he like? Can I roll down a window and shoot at him with my laser gun?
You could lean out of a doorway. It would temporarily, briefly expose Zoe.
Yeah.
But the enemies on that side are being suppressed.
So,
So
yeah, the
that's-
enemies on that side are being
Okay.
suppressed. If they
Um,
fired at
Help,
Zoe,
being suppressed.
you would not only have cover, but they would have penalties in addition to your cover for trying to fire at you while suppressed.
Is there any way I can get to this? This guy's behind a wall or something, right? So I don't even really know he's there.
No, you guys can see him now because the wall has been destroyed by Elena.
I'll shoot at that guy then.
Yeah. That is a thick line, but all right. Whatever. Roll 20.
Shoop, 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 shoop.
Go ahead and make your attack.
There it is. Ha!
Yeah.
Get fucked.
It's something.
I mean, 4 damages. I basically want them to know that they shouldn't poke their head out.
I'm pretty sure you should have like a 4 attack bonus, not 8. It should be half your level if you're an expert. But
I don't know. I just let the character sheet
Yeah,
sort it out.
I don't know what's going on.
That's pretty high.
Oh well.
We'll look at it later. It doesn't really matter right now because even that was going to
Either
hit no
way.
matter just from the die roll.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, he has 5 hit points left.
And let that be a lesson to you.
Say hi to your mother.
Oh,
All right. This android over here. Nemesis, you've got alerts of communication crisscrossing the city.
Mm-hmm.
And that android is firing. It is firing off in this direction. It is continuing to fire at the Kanagirans.
Stupid android.
Stupid android. The fighters are grouped up as just one initiative entry. This one moves. Can't move quite that far.
Mm.
The others, the representative Kanagirans over here, are splitting their fire between trying to shoot your drop pod and shoot at the androids. They are starting to lose some of the momentum that they had by superior numbers now that they have to split their targets. There are the fighters over on this side that are being suppressed. You get significantly fewer shots ringing against the grav tank's armor from that side. Android 5. Let's see. Makes a. Let's see if he can make that. Yes, he can. Walks over there. Leaves his position of cover next to Charlie. And why don't I have my android sheet up? What the heck? And finishes off what Zoe started. Kills him.
Oh.
Android 3 continues firing off into these alleys over here. They're off at the representatives. Charlie.
Very surprised. Let's go ahead and make a notice check. See if I can find anything.
What are you looking for?
The downed androids.
Oh, I'm sorry. Charlie can see the downed androids now.
Okay. Are they in the spots that are on the map, or?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I should have hidden them before I moved
Good
you guys over. I didn't even think about it.
Oh well.
That would have saved a lot
Oh,
of
well.
the you guys don't see this confusion.
Where we had to keep pretending that we don't see them.
Yeah. It is 1 o'clock. If anybody needs to take a break right now, then we can. Otherwise, would you be able to spend another 15 minutes to finish this?
It's gonna be a while till my turn, so I'm gonna go close my windows and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
But you don't need to stop for me.
All right.
I just took my break. Unwittingly. Or not really on my part, but
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Well, let's finish this scene then.
All right. At the very least, I know that Charlie can pull this android all the way to the drop pod outright, and this one about here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that in, I believe, one action, because he can just level 3 as many individual objects as once as they have telekinesis skill levels.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Charlie's going to do with his initial action.
And even though 200 kilograms falls well below your weight limit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that brings this guy here and this guy up here.
For this one, I do ask that you maneuver him around the hard edge of this building here. And if you're not familiar with how to do that, you pick up the android, and while you're holding onto it, right-click, and then that gives you that little arrow. Every time you right-click again is a waypoint. Yep, you got it.
Still gets him out.
Perfect.
And then after that, Charlie's just going to get out here so that he'd still have line of sight on this android. He'll pick that up at the beginning of his next turn, and then we can just get the fuck out of here.
All right, go ahead and move the androids, and then move Charlie.
Okay. I don't have access to the pogs.
Oh. That makes a difference, doesn't it? Controlled by Nox. Save. Controlled by Nox. Save. Okay. You should be able to move them now.
Okay. This guy, and that's that guy.
As soon as Charlie picks up the defeated androids and starts moving them, he registers. It's impossible not to see this. An immediate shift in this android's posture and very likely also its targeting priorities.
Cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the action economy to get at me because Charlie is also leaving.
See you later.
He was here. Let me just do the actual. Yeah, he has infinite space.
He
And that's gonna
does
be-
still have to maintain line of sight to both of the androids that he's controlling. And I would actually say that he needs to maintain that line of sight during his entire movement. That does change his path, I think. It doesn't prevent him from being able to get there. It's just for flavor purposes. He has to take a different path. He has to use a different window.
Yep.
All right.
Front window is used on the way out.
Elena. What is Elena's new firing priority, Lulu?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure she's at this point firing off into the crowd. Just just trying to keep things suppressed right now.
All right.
Ideally, probably trying to keep people away from the drop pod and trying to keep people suppressed that look like they might fire at the drop pod. So that is the goal.
Go ahead and roll me another shoot skill for her.
Okay. So that's a 7. I don't know if Nemesis wants to roll administrate for that to boost it.
I'll allow it. Again, your plan is a little bit vague. I would like.
That's fair.
I would have liked some to see that you guys were planning to use the weapons for suppressive fire, but I haven't been overly critical of plans in the past to to give you that heads up to be a little bit more specific. So I'll allow it. Just in the future, if you think that you'll be wanting to do something like suppressing with the grav tank, include that in
Keep
the
it
plan.
in mind.
Yeah.
All right. Nemesis then. Or is Meowkin there?
Me?
Yeah, administrate.
Yep.
Oh,
Elena needs a little
oh,
bit of
gotcha.
assistance.
Needs
Yeah.
a little help, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of juice.
The juice is loose. So 7 actually pass anything? It's a weird skill check.
She's got a +1 that can't be included in the die roll.
Oh, right. Well, I got this.
Yeah, so because you guys had planned for it, Elena is managing to keep targeting key locations that are pushing them back, and you have you're registering almost no return fire. Zoe, in case not Lulu, Xander is back.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, perfect timing.
Can I check and see if this android is got all the bits that we need to see if we,
Yeah.
if whatever knocked it out isn't the important thing that we actually need?
Yeah, it's not actually in the grav tank yet, but if Zoe wants to scramble out and take a look as it's being passed through, she can do a quick visual inspection. It would expose her to fire, but you've got almost no return fire coming from the Canagarans.
Yeah, but there's a fucking android right there. They're not gonna be happy to see us stealing him. There's a camera pointed up this alleyway, though, right?
You could try and do it through the camera. I'd let you.
Okay.
It will be more difficult than getting eyes on.
Yeah. This is more of a its head is missing and we need that bit. Check. Kablamo! I know everything about this android. Everything. Mechanically related, of course.
Yeah. Zoe is able to see that it's intact as far as everything goes. That there's she's able to identify certain little servos and motors that are preventing it from acting freely, but also that she's going to need to do a little bit of a quick poke and a prod to make sure that it can't self-repair that while you guys are flying away. If you said something, it cut you off.
Oh, I said okay.
Yeah.
I acknowledged that you said something.
Yeah. Discord seems to again be cutting off short responses.
Can Elena has a pilot check at all?
Yeah, but
Is-
she's not as good as she is in shooting, but she definitely can pilot.
Okay.
She's proficient with it.
Because I'm thinking I might want to take a look at this robot while she gets us out of here.
Okay. Do you want to tell her to get off the guns and get prepared to pilot to lift off the drop pod now?
I mean, I guess I can take us off and then. Is the ascension violent enough that we could just swap while we're going through the air? Or is
After like the first 5 minutes, you guys can swap, so it's probably not too big of a deal.
that, I want to shoot the guns. Elena, you get on the pilot.
Okay.
All
All right.
All right. All right. Now, Android responses.
I mean, the androids that I'm currently with will be upset. Shocker.
They might be.
Couldn't possibly be. We'll just do this real quick. Haha. Great kid. Don't get penisy.
Oh, what?
Don't get
'cause
cocky.
From it's from Blue Harvest.
Yeah, because I'm getting into a turret and I'm shooting a gun.
All right. This android clambers through the window and is firing on Charlie.
Yep. They did not like that.
They did not like that.
It tends to happen.
Can't we talk out our problems?
Well, I think that hits Charlie.
It would, but impact sump.
This
Aha.
is laser.
Oh, doesn't work on that. Okay,
It does not.
I guess I am just straight up taking 8 damage.
Yep. Yeah, that's a constant little conversation about impact sump is that it's not effective against energy weapons. Yeah, it's in case you want to see it, it's described in the third paragraph under telekinesis on the left column, the base thing. Some techniques refer to a physical attack or physical damage. This means a straightforward kinetic impact. Bullets, punches, collisions, falls, compressions, or the like. Energy attacks are not included.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. The fighters are suppressed. They're not even taking any kind of actions on their turn except to cower and be suppressed. That's not entirely true. They are still trying to regroup, but they're not doing anything that impacts you. This android just comes out and walks towards Charlie while firing.
Are you also gonna roll dummy high? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow! I rolled another 20. Clearly
And max
hacking.
damage.
This one hurts a lot more.
This one does hurt.
How are you doing for HP, Charlie?
I cannot take another round of this.
Well, it's a good thing
Two.
you're right next to the. Oh shit.
There's one
22
left.
of 35.
He's in the curve though. He's gonna get some cover now.
Well, it can
Unless
move.
it just moved.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, that would bring it to the line of fire much more fighters, I assume. But it may not care about that part.
They seem to now be completely disregarding their safety from the fighters.
Yeah.
It
Assholes.
moves there and grabs
Fire.
that android.
And it's now getting pulled along telekinetically.
No, we're going to have a contest. Charlie's telekinesis versus actually I'm going to treat it like a kind of like a disarm. It's trying to disarm the telekinesis. So yes, Charlie's telekinesis versus its skill +3. And now I am going to check and see if I can query. Yeah, the box to query for modifiers is checked. So if it were going to allow me to add anything to this roll, it would allow me to add something to the roll, but it doesn't. So with +3. Go ahead and roll your telekinesis and con or wisdom. Oh, it does have a place for a modifier. I will make sure to go through all the NPCs and check that that box is selected.
Okay.
Oh, even with a +3, it cannot wrench the android out of Charlie's telekinetic grasp.
About time.
And that makes
Don't
it Charlie's
get
turn.
Charlie's gonna go ahead and finish moving these things in.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that takes an action or not.
Yes, it will still take a telekinesis action.
Okay.
So as
So
if you were.
it isn't considered a maintained thing.
No, you still. Pretty sure you still have to actually use the same action. It's just that you don't have to commit the effort again to move things that you're already grabbing with telekinesis. So it's still a main action.
Okay. And then he's gonna hop in the drop pod.
Okay.
The drop ship.
Everybody is in the dropship along with the androids. Elena is in the pilot's seat, and Zoe is on guns. There's Elena's turn. She starts up the liftoff sequence for the drop pod, and you hear the thrusters rumble. You hear someone scream, and then stop screaming.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
Poor guy. Just doing his job.
And Zoe would have one round to play with those guns if she wants. You're lifting off, so you're about 10 meters above the field at this point.
You see that android right there?
Uh-huh.
You see, I don't want to see it anymore.
Okay.
Where do I roll? Where would I roll shooting?
So, open up.
You'd go to vehicles. It should be in the character thing.
Vehicles. Oh, duh! Right under my character sheet.
Yep.
It
I got
is.
it. I got it. It's a anti-vehicle laser.
Yep,
Mhm.
and go ahead and just put your normal attack bonus, which, yes, I'm going to go ahead and change it on your sheet right now.
4.
Yes. 4
5, actually.
plus your dex modifier.
So
Right.
5. Okay. Kablamo.
Crazy enough, it's
Oh god damn
still
it.
up. It hits. You have
Oh, okay.
scored a healthy hit of anti-vehicle laser across this android, but it is moving just enough that you've not been able to drill a hole through it, and it is still functional.
The good news is you have 2 more shots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've
I
got
well,
one more
another
shot with the anti-vehicle and one shot with the railgun.
Okay, well, let's put another hole in this guy because I don't want him getting back up. Kablamo.
Yeah, I might just be the Terminator right there. Oh wow, that's not gonna.
That
Yep.
one's not
Okay,
gonna hit.
well, and then you said the railgun.
Mhm.
Well, I guess we'll shoot them all at him because why not?
Keep in mind you can also suppress if you want.
At this, we're leaving and just kill something on the way out.
Okay.
Or not?
Yeah, no,
not.
that android takes cover after the first laser starts searing through him, and ends up leaping through this wall and coming around and getting himself some good cover from the rest of your attacks.
Yeah. Well, that
I bet
tracks,
it needed
guess.
it with your aim. Yeah.
Zoe was being a less experienced shooter or gunner. Zoe was having difficulty tracking a quickly moving target.
And then I'll use the other half of my action to go down
Try
and
to
look
make
at these
Zoe look
android
good.
bodies.
All right. The rest of this scene on the ground plays out between the the Revitalists and the remaining androids.
Have fun with your war, dickheads.
And I'll give you some satisfaction here. This android actually climbs out the window to watch and report as you guys are ascending, and through your sensors you can see that a rocket slams right into its head and tears it off. Alright, let's go ahead and take a 15-minute break.
All right.
All right,
And
I'll be right
then
back.
we get to watch just my execution. As those two injured androids weren't injured at all.
Hooray!
Well, we'll see.
Alright, back in Gardenia. Your drop pod is lifting up off to the Raza. Elena did not have any difficulty with maneuvering it out from the tight squeeze Zoe put it into, because Zoe successfully put it there. And Zoe is looking over the 2 androids that you have on board to make sure they don't suddenly reactivate and shoot you, I assume.
It might be a good idea to take away their guns, if any, if you brought those with.
I mean, they're like built into their arms or whatever, aren't they? Can
Yeah.
we just
No, they're
disconnect
not
them?
actually
Slots in their
attached to
back.
them.
Oh, okay.
They slot easily into their back so that they're not always carrying them. But
They are rather distinct objects.
we will roll a d6, and on a 5 or 6, we'll roll this twice. So I'll just do 2d6. On a 5 or 6, the gun is included. You have 2 guns.
Oh. Woohoo!
Are they
They're
special in
customized.
any way?
They're customized to the androids.
They're customized to the androids, yeah.
Okay, so no.
Well, yes, but not in the way that helps us.
Yeah.
But it does give you another piece of technology on the android that you can inspect.
That's true.
Zoe, go ahead and give me an int fix check.
Disable. Disable. Go. Oof. Jesus. That's not great.
This was not part of your plan, so I'm gonna say that you don't get any assistance from it.
No.
Okay.
You
Is
do
the-
have your personal reroll, though.
You do still have
Yeah.
your personal reroll.
Do I need to use it?
That is not a success.
Okay, then I'll use it.
You don't need to use it, but you may want to use it.
That
You
is
know,
successful.
after walking away and then coming back, I think I saw where I messed up on the first one, and
Yeah.
I give it a bop on the shoulder, and it like the whole memory chip falls out.
Well, what Zoe finds is that the androids, while doing her diagnostics, the androids are also doing their own internal diagnostics. They are trying to reroute power past damaged components, and basically repair and create new networking pathways so that they can properly issue instructions to the whole android. They've clearly rerouted power against around certain damaged components, and they could partially reactivate, but they wouldn't have full function. They appear to have the expectation or the programming that you become fully functional instead of a staggering, limping, headless android. And this is kind of standard with androids. The only thing that the mechanics of this would essentially be that these androids have internal spare parts that they can use for repair. But otherwise, they're effectively just repairing themselves. And Zoe is able to get in there and nope that.
Disable that before it turns into a problem.
Disable that before it turns into a problem.
Nope.
This does give you a little bit more insight into how the androids have been able to stand up to much greater numbers.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible that I can add it to my collection of heads?
Add it to your collection of heads.
I mean, right now I only have one head, so
I don't remember you.
I guess count
Most
my
people
own.
have 4 heads.
I don't actually remember you collecting a head. When did you collect a head?
We have a zombie head
Oh,
possessed by a smoke demon.
yes, you can add it. You can add a head to your collection.
Woohoo!
I mean, what was going to stop you other than us, the other
Right.
players?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they lost their heads.
Oh yeah, I guess they did mention headless androids.
Yeah, one of the androids did get its head blown off by a rocket. Not the two that you have with you though.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was one we left behind.
Yeah,
Or they could be those kind of robots where the shoulders come up like above their head. You know what I'm talking about? Like the head is like part of their upper torso.
They could be, but these aren't. They are designed to look like humans, except for the exterior. They have the shape of humans. They just don't have the full humanoid features that most modern androids have. I believe the image dump, yes, still has that post from Meowkin, which Generation 2 synth, which
Gotcha.
very closely resembles what these look like.
Gotcha. Like an anime person. That's a joke.
I don't get it. Sorry.
'Cause-
You have to go lower
alright.
with your jokes. Sorry, man.
Pee pee poo poo fart fart. Yeah, got him. Now I know what level I'm supposed to be at.
Zoe can estimate that by they effectively have 6 spare parts worth of repair that they can do.
Okay. Self repair, you mean?
Self repair, and they can replenish that. It's just at any point in the field they can effectively restore 18 hit points with the 15 minutes of work.
Right. And then they probably also have kits to refuel that or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take their guns away.
Okay. That sounds like a good move.
Because just because you rolled a 15 on a roll doesn't mean what you think happened.
Now,
And then oh, go ahead.
are you guys still planning on Nemesis doing the escort?
I kind of thought that was happening simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that was my plan. Yeah.
I mean, I had my misgivings, but I was like, oh, whatever, we'll go with it. I'm not likely to die in one shot. And there's only 2 of them. I'm not likely to die in 2 shots.
So
Well,
I'm
2
moving
active.
us back to the Gardenia map.
Then again, this is when we find out that the other 2 injured, the damaged ones, come back up.
Now, since it was a drop tank, the drop pod that dropped Charlie, Zoe, and crew,
Does that mean I get the grav tank?
you guys,
Does that mean I get the grav tank? Nah, that wasn't part of the plan. That's fine.
that's the other part that I can't remember from our last session is, did you guys secure the grav tank already?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we
I
did.
know we found it.
I know
We
you
found
found
it.
And we secured it.
We found it and secured it.
I feel like my first response to seeing a grav tank is securing the grav tank. So
Yeah.
I'm fairly.
Well,
I
oh,
mean,
it
I'm
was
pretty sure we
in the
secured
same.
Oh, you know what? I remember you did
Was
because
it the same place with the weapons and the armor?
it
wasn't
was, and I told you that once you had the grav tank up on the Raza and you were inspecting it further, that's when you found those.
Right.
Ah, right.
It wasn't found down there; it was found on the Raza.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
right,
yes,
Right.
you could have the
I have the
Raza.
keys to the grav tank. Nobody else gets to drive it.
Okay, so you can't take the grav tank.
I'm like,
Okay.
does anyone know where the keys are to the grav tank?
Yep. I know exactly where they are. They're in my pocket.
But
So-
you're already on the drop pod.
Well,
That's okay.
you should have thought of that.
It's okay. When I die, you'll feel guilty.
No.
All right.
Incorrect.
Are you taking the Marauder then?
Yeah, I think we're taking the Marauder since
Gosh.
we're not going to a war zone with a bunch of rockets flying around. So we'll have it flying.
I
Over.
mean, you are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no. You said they were currently not in not tied up in any conflict. So, I mean, the zone in general is one of war,
Right. Yes.
but it's not strictly speaking an open combat.
The thing about rocket launchers is that they do have a 4,000 meter range.
Max range.
A 2,000 short range.
Sure.
So any rocket launcher in the entire city could theoretically fire on the Marauder.
Barring obstacles, I guess. What's the question? What's the building situation? Is it possible the Marauder is able to fly between buildings and really cut down that range?
You can definitely have the Marauder piloted to try and reduce the risk of incoming rockets. Who is going to be doing that piloting for you?
You like to know.
I mean, if you're going back out in the Marauder, I think it probably does have to be
Nataria.
Natario.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should probably give her a promotion to proper pilot soon.
And more
She
training.
has to get better at piloting first.
Yeah, well, that's why we're
There's
sending
a
her
way to
down
doing
with
it.
Nemesis.
Alright, so go ahead and let's move Natario over with that group then. You can put her on top of the car to represent. Yep,
Perfect.
she's driving.
Before you even said it. I guess as you were saying it.
Yeah. You come down in the Marauder. Go ahead and give me a skill check from her. Proficient.
Now I know how to do it. Seven.
Let's see.
Arguably part of the plan.
I'll be nice and say that avoiding rockets was in between the lines there. So yes, you can go ahead and roll administer to assist that.
Alright.
And that does
Yeah.
succeed. Natario is able to get the Marauder down, and
It's like, no, Atari, the plane was to stay below the building lines.
Natario does not respond. She just focuses on piloting. And you bring the Marauder over to where the 3 androids are carrying 2 other androids.
Oh, I thought it was 2 androids carrying 2 androids. I
Mm-mm.
mean, I guess that's right. There would only 5, but still.
Yep.
That is what you said. But no, you're right. That makes sense. Unless it was 2 androids carrying 3 androids. That's
No.
fine.
It I don't actually remember what I said at that point.
Well, it's a good thing I typed it out as you were saying it. But anyway, so that's fine. You're right. It would have been 5. So
I know okay.
you're trying to put 6 in one place and 4 in another. I see how it is.
Okay, yeah. I
But-
guess it was.
Yeah, but you're right. It would be 5.
It would be 5. Yeah, they are sticking into their squads. So the only way
Yeah.
that it would,
That was made very clear early on that they're always in groups of 5.
yeah, the only way that it would be less than that is if one got literally disintegrated, because they would still be carrying the parts and pieces.
Well, we can see what we can do there.
So, what's actually happening now that you're lower and have more clearer visibility with Marauder is that it is 2 androids carrying 3 androids, but one of them is in so many pieces it doesn't look like an android.
Ah, there we go. I win.
Yes, yes.
Note taking, even if it was requested explicitly.
Take your win and stop gloating.
Never.
That's fair. I can't blame you. Let me close the turn order here. There we go. And as the Marauder comes down, the androids are continuing their march towards the stairs here. At this point, they're, we'll say that they're
At the point where they turn on me because of Charlie's actions.
about here. And you guys can actually be landing the Marauder right around here if you want. Pretty much anywhere on this street. So where would you like the
Alright.
Marauder to be landing?
I mean, I feel like where Natario is, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if really how important it is. Like I said, it's not an active battlefield exactly. It's
Right.
not much for me to go off of decision wise.
The 2 androids that are carrying the other android do turn their heads and look at you, but they continue walking.
Yeah, just here to escort you. Nothing weird.
They do not respond,
Put my drones in the air.
and they
Like you
carry
just don't care.
Yes, I throw my drones in the air like I just don't care.
They're, what is this, about 10 meters, it says? Yep, about 15 meters away from entering. Are you going to do anything before they reach that entrance, or are you just letting them go?
I'm just letting them go. I mean, I'm only here to observe and report.
Okay.
Well, and pretend to be guarding.
of course. They do carry their fallen android brethren down into the facility. Do you follow them?
Yeah, I'll follow them with Amiloa and Valerian. Or no, Trisha and Valerian.
All right, Amiko stays at the top. I'm gonna move your. You're taking your drones with you, right?
Yes.
I'm just grouping you up so it's easier to copy paste. Cause
Go down there and we find there's 50 androids down there now.
no, only 20.
No, those weren't there anymore.
What? Who said that? Oh,
You did.
these guys are all
Hey, look.
done.
Oh, what are you guys still doing here? This is very convenient for me, and I feel much safer. Oh no.
All right. Did Handsome Jim hide somewhere? Bye, Handsome Jim.
No.
Bye, Extra Drone.
No.
All
My
right.
extra crown.
Hang on. Let me put things here. How close behind are you following the androids?
Probably like within 5 meters seems reasonable, right?
Okay. So I think that's actually about the distance that we've got here.
Yep.
A little bit closer. Yeah, that's fine. Let me throw the other one down here.
I mean, if they start looking a little antsy about me following too closely, I'll certainly give more. But
Nope. They adjust to a single file to get past the forklift. And go ahead and give me a notice check. Do either of the drones you have observation suites?
nope, they are combat drones. They don't need to be able to see things.
Psh, of course, that makes sense. And is Nemesis skilled in notice?
I am.
Okay, go ahead and have Nemesis roll notice wisdom.
Wisdom. Ah.
Nemesis hears the sound of it's a kind of muted sound of it sounds like Zoe in her workshop, except with less deliberate banging of heavy wrenches and less commentary. Somebody is doing something down here.
And that's not the androids that are following.
Not the androids that you're following.
Huh.
The somebody doing something down here suddenly stops. And actually, I'm going to move these a little bit more because you did say 5 meters. And give you your proper distance. Yeah, that's good. It is hard to hear it over the sound of your drones, of course.
Yes, as they're going. Wah.
Yes, they are. Right over Robert's ear. The androids continue moving their fallen brethren along. And as Nemesis steps out, she sees over here an android that is putting away tools in a toolkit and turning towards you.
A lone android?
You definitely heard more than one. It sounded like more than one Zoe.
Oh, okay. Then
Oh,
we'll
your
run around
drones don't
here.
have sight, do they?
No, they don't currently.
Let me fix that for you. Temporarily.
Temporary solutions are the best solutions.
As vision.
Okay.
Can you see now?
Yeah, I can see the edge of that one, and that one I saw one momentarily over there.
Yep. So go ahead and stop moving people around. Because
I haven't
these androids are hostile.
Oh, cool.
How dare they?
How dare they indeed.
Right? I know. How.
And now we roll to run out of here.
Bravely ran away, away, rightly ran away.
Brave Sir Nemesis ran away. There it is. Oh, the shift double click is great. Now I feel like a DM.
Clickety clackety.
Oh, rolling for NPCs?
Yep.
I can roll for them if you want. It's real quick and easy for me.
Already did.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I
So
guess I don't have him at Loa there by the entrance, but I think really, I assume I should be good once I get out the entrance. Maybe we'll find out.
This is probably a question that I should have asked a little while ago. Am I supposed to be able to see anything?
Probably
yeah,
not.
let me give you some sight
I
here.
guess y'all should be able to see from the NPCs at least.
Yeah, I had to go to Twitch to see what was going on. So
Oh yeah, this is just
See, there you go.
this is my clever way of getting more viewers.
yeah,
Clever.
The best kind of viewers.
Xander, I can give you vision there, and Lulu also. And Nox. I'm just gonna give you the drone sight.
Hey, there we go.
No, I paid good money to see through those drones.
And we got it for free.
It's just BS.
At one point, I actually had an observation drone that was something that I could move around for the Twitch view.
Yeah, I've done that before. Well, not for Twitch, but in general, like a little observation thing for players that were on a map.
Right. Right now, we'll let you have the line of sight from the drone. All right, everybody's rolled.
My end, yeah. I don't believe I don't roll for the drones.
Let's see. I've got 3 players that are not here. So I'm gonna go grab Omikawa real quick and let the 3 of you each have an NPC that you're controlling.
Nope, I'm controlling an android.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Wait, no.
dibs on another one in that case.
No, not this kind of PvP, please.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually want to control androids?
It's fine. I mean, yes, but if it scares Nemesis, I mean, I don't want to.
I mean, I don't think there's really much you can do with them unless they have like super speed. In which case, I'm screwed.
So I want to fall backwards, twisting my arms around, and then crawl up the wall like a spider.
But
And
yeah.
then screech.
And then screech, a terrifying death screech.
As long as we're picking characters to play as, I would like to play as the forklift.
Great.
I actually am serious. If you guys, if you want to take on the role of these androids, which now have instructions to repel these intruders, and you'll, act appropriately to that, I don't mind offloading the work.
Well, I don't actually mind because I don't think there's really much y'all can do that's worse than what Dexter can do.
Right. It's still just all clicking buttons.
Yeah.
Just pick a color for yourself that's close in color to your not Discord, Roll20 color. And mark which NPC you want to control with that.
You'd have to give him control.
Oh, I
All
do.
right.
I do. Here.
I want to control. I was joking. I want to control Valerian.
Okay, Lulu, do you
Okay.
want any other androids?
You know what I'm actually going to do? Let's see who all is here. We've got 3, 4,
a bit
5,
lowest
6,
on the map.
7, 8. We have 8 NPCs. So I control Trisha, apparently.
Okay.
Macmillan?
She's the
Um,
third one on the turn order list.
And Omikawa is 15 meters from the top of this ramp,
Mm-hmm.
in case anybody wants to control her. Alright, and Nox.
Muted? I am not muted.
You can't control the forklift, I'm sorry, it has no power.
Darn.
Power here.
So
Plug
close.
yourself in somewhere else.
I guess. Give me control of to whoever.
Well,
bit
options
lower.
are Omikawa or one of the 4 androids. One of the 4 androids in here. The other 2 are not available.
I just roll a d5. Amiko is 1.
Okay.
Did that work?
Did
Yes, it did.
Guess I'm a bot.
Alright.
that was a D? Oh, yeah, it was a D5. Never mind. I thought it was a D6.
So we'll go put this one under your control.
And now Nox is our enemy. Never to be trusted again.
I'll also temporarily put the Android character sheet under your control.
I need to go find that.
I'll go ahead and flash it on screen for you.
Okay. Just close my own character sheet.
Edit. Can be controlled by Nox. And then that, whoops. Oh, I guess I have to share it with you all, so I have to make it visible. That makes sense.
Oh no, what a shame.
There you go. Now it should have come up on your screen. Did it?
Yeah,
Nope.
Combat Android 3.
Okay. Yeah, just for Nox. These androids all only have the laser rifle. And unarmed, of course.
Okay.
Alright. And we'll go ahead and mark the Nox android with a... You want purple or pink?
Give me pink.
Pink.
And we'll just go like, I don't like that one in particular.
Xander, you said Valerian, right?
Yep.
Alright. Yellow. And Lulu with Roberts is red. Alright, after that little initial bit of setup, I'm going to change the music because this is clearly way too calm for what is about to occur. Terminator. Terminator is about to occur.
Ballroom Blitz.
Or that. With guns, right?
There's guns in Ballroom Blitz.
Perfect.
I think.
And
I might not be.
wow, Nox, you're up.
How convenient.
Ow, I'm all the way in the back.
You are all the way in the back, but they have 10 movement. And it shouldn't take a whole lot to
Figure out what to do.
get out. Oh no, all of these androids know what to do, and that is to approach and kill the invading humans.
Awesome. At least I don't
Kill
have
all humans. Kill all humans.
I'm just gonna start making attack rolls then. It's laser rifle, correct?
Laser rifle.
Kill Nemesis in
Do they
particular.
burst? Do they burst or do they just regular shot?
They burst.
Oh, they burst.
Oh, they burst.
Oh, they burst. Actually, the androids are proud members of NoFap.
Damn it,
Who is
Xander.
that one attacking?
I believe that was Nemesis, right?
Rolling a D3. That's going to be a 1, so that's going to be Trisha.
That misses then.
Trisha's got too much cover.
Okay. Then I guess next down the list would be Valerian.
That'll miss. They should have CFUs on, so they have 16 AC.
I'm just rolling a D3 in the background to figure out who I'm targeting.
No worries. The drone is also a target. The android recognizes that it has weaponry on it.
I'll upgrade my D3 roller to a D4 roller.
All right. This android cannot actually get to firing at anyone with a single action, so going to over here and take cover. Trisha.
She's going to grab Nemesis and yank them back and start going up the stairs.
Is Nemesis resisting? Is Nemesis resistant being bodily dragged, I mean? Meowkin?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm muted. No, that's part of the plan. They're following the plan perfectly. That's exactly why I brought them here, to drag me out of the way of harm.
Alright, go ahead and treat it as a half movement, but I don't think that hinders too much.
No. Should be, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just getting out of here, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put,
I can't see what's going on. I don't have sight from her.
Oh, right. I think it's fine for me to just go like this at this point.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, yeah, she'll just haul ass up the stairs, pulling Nemesis along as much as she can.
Okay. That puts her at the top of the ramp on the other map, which I'll move you to later on. Valerian?
He bitches about the fact that his boss never gave him any fucking grenades. He's gonna shoot the front android with. Apparently, he has 8 weapons. What weapon did we equip our guards with?
He's got a
Laser rifle and spike thrower.
right.
Get spiked upon.
All right.
Apparently, you can burst spike throwers. Okay.
You can, yeah.
Yep.
And their attack bonus is already added in. Ugh, gross.
Spike flechettes embed in android armor and forklift, but don't cause any significant harm.
Be sure to hit that forklift.
Okay, then he's also gonna fuck off.
Okay.
He's not gonna stay down here and fight 3 androids by himself.
Let me see if any of the other... Okay, that one just moves in.
You skipped Nemesis's actions.
I did. Nemesis, what were you doing?
I'm getting out there, and I'm getting out there with my drones.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and move your drones.
Yeah, they can move 30 meters, so I'll just dip them out ahead of me, and I'll just start running on my own.
Alright. And you are doing the same thing. You. All right, this is the Nox android. At this point,
I suppose it could be also, fire the Marauder out upon them.
yeah, the androids know that the Marauder is up there. So they're not going to leave the safety of basically the bunker down here, and he doesn't have enough movement to get there and fire. I am going to switch you, Nox, with the other android, so you can have one last fun turn. It is now this android's turn, and this one, I believe, does have enough movement. Actually, I probably should check that first. Yeah, this one has enough movement to get far enough up the ramp that it can fire. And it actually has all 3 human targets. Nemesis, Valerian, and Roberts.
And, let it be so. Let me just roll my D4 in the background.
The drones are no longer viable targets. They move
Yeah.
too fast.
I sent them. Yeah. I zipped them out of there because
So,
I can't really.
Yeah, now you're
It's
back
okay,
down
I
to
rolled
D3.
Nemesis anyways.
Wow, suspicious.
I can show you my die.
Don't be
Now it's-
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Oof.
Oh, I see how it is. You get shot up and you want to shoot me up. Alright. I'm pretty sure it's 26 hits.
Yeah,
take my
laser
legs.
bursts out from the underground ramp and sprays past Nemesis. Doesn't burn a hole in her, but what kind of armor is she wearing?
Combat field uniform.
Okay. That armor is going to need some tending to. It probably saved her life.
Yes. It did its job.
It did do its job indeed. You guys are all back on this map over here. You're close enough to the Marauder, and like I said, the androids know that the Marauder is there and is not something that they can engage. So they will not come out after you.
But I'll radio to Jai saying, "Hey, we're coming back."
Hey.
Now the question is, was the timing there to be was that when Charlie's mission was going on, or was that just because we entered the facility?
That was right around when Charlie's mission was going on. So radioing back to Jai, he still hasn't heard status report from the other mission.
Okay. But that the debriefing, that's what will determine.
Yeah.
Because of course you have mission clocks going, right, y'all?
I mean, that was your job.
It was part of the plan. Follow my plan.
I wasn't involved in your plan. I just told you to get it done.
What is it you do around here?
I know things.
You also know at things.
I do know at things. I delegate.
I'm a
Oh.
people person.
All right, let's get one more pilot skill check from Natario.
All right. I mean,
This is still part of the plan. So go ahead
Alright.
and roll your administer there.
my administrator basically just decides everything in this.
Yeah.
Getting the real value out of planner.
You really are getting value. Yeah, to be
Telling-
fair,
A lot of fails by one, which is not all the time.
someone else in this group could try to assist her and
Yeah.
get the same +1.
Yeah, this just really simplifies the help action.
It does.
You don't
And
really need to try to justify how you're helping
Natario.
help.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying you're just kind of like pre-helping with the plan. For everything,
Exactly.
as opposed to having to try to finagle's like, oh, what skill? What do I have to roll here? It's like, no, I can just use my best skill for all of the help checks.
Yeah, yeah. I will start being a little bit more strict on the plan because that is a good point.
Yeah, it is intended to be based on what's actually put in the plan.
I do like the aid checks from people, how creative they can get. So I don't want to completely excise that. But in this case, it makes perfect sense.
Technically, you can still combine those, right?
Technically, you can still what?
You can still do. I mean, they can still do aid checks on these things
Oh yeah,
too, on top of.
if
That's just the fact that all we needed is a +1.
well, it wouldn't stack on top of.
Oh, does it not? I thought you could do multiple aids.
No, you can only get +1 from aid.
Oh. Huh.
With the constrained dice here, +2 would be way too powerful. Well, powerful, but would be way too much.
I reckon.
But yes, with the maps that Nemesis was able to pull down and give to Natario for planning her exit, it isn't like she's having to course correct off of Nemesis helping her. This was all pre-planned, and she already has that aid through those maps. Along
I
with
guess that's one thing you could do is also you require me to justify how the plan helps in this case.
I could. I'm doing that for you.
Food for thought. Yeah. That's in this case you're doing it for me, but that may actually be kind of a way to get that what you're looking for there.
Yeah, I'll consider that in the future.
Food for thought.
So she uses those maps, including likely locations of anyone who would be able to fire upon the Marauder with a rocket, and who might be distracted based on the battles and situations you see down there, and gets the Marauder back to the Raza, kind of flying low along city streets, right up until you get underneath the Raza. So the 5 of you are in a city flight scene, scraping across buildings as Natario makes quick flight adjustments. You see some rocks crumbling down behind you, some building bricks crumbling down. The paint is scuffed on the Marauder now. Natario's gonna get yelled at again.
That's coming out of Nemesis's paycheck.
Fine, I didn't get paid by a paycheck.
Yeah.
Shares.
And Natario brings the Marauder back right as the drop pod is lifting up to the Raza. Which it doesn't have to go very far, so it only... Yeah, I totally forgot about that when I told you 15 minutes. You still got the Raza parked like 100 meters above the city, right?
Yeah. The fuck are they going to do about it?
Right. So yeah, it didn't take 15 minutes for the drop pod, but Zoe was still able to get her analysis done. Everyone is back on the ship now.
The gang's all here.
Yeah.
Charlie, Nemesis, both of you look a little... Both of you look crisp.
Yeah, no, the armor's... I mean, I'm fine. The armor's not so much.
Yeah. Well, take it down to engineering, or take it down to the workshop. I'm sure Zoe will patch it when she feels like...
Yeah, Zoe, not any of the techs that we have on board.
Yeah, more likely one of the techs will patch it when they have free time.
So, how many techs do we have? We have like 2 or 3.
Dare you? I am very good at my job.
We have 2.
2. Yeah, we got T1 and T0.
We have a whole ass ship dock.
No, we have a half-ass.
Damn, makes sense.
Yeah.
Does.
Well, so what do you have? What do you have for us? I've been looking at nanobots this whole time under an electron microscope. I haven't been paying attention to what either of you two groups were doing.
I think that's all your idea. Well, it's kind of your idea. Anyways,
always-
nothing.
It's always his
Nothing-
idea if we can blame it on him.
Is there
I-
anything you can blame on me?
Everything.
Yeah, a lot.
It's funny how
All
that
right.
works.
So what were the results you can blame on me?
I got shot at for like no reason, and I really, it's probably predictable, seeing as we knew we were gonna piss off the androids.
Wait, you went yourself.
You told me to take.
This whole thing has just been a setup for that line.
Do you ever listen to yourself, Jai?
I'm the only one I do listen to.
We need to get a little voice recorder, like Tobias.
I regardless, you're not dead, so I assume it went pretty well.
Went okay.
Did you find anything before you were shot at?
I mean, they had androids down there doing repairs. But
Not too unusual.
I didn't think they look. I guess I'll just go back to my little recording from the drone. It's like I don't think they look special.
As you look back at that recording, they weren't repairing anything.
Oh,
They
I
were.
assumed they were repairing.
They actually looked like they were taking things apart.
Oh, like the factory.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. The factory looks a little bit different from, or that's holding area looks a little bit different from when the idle team saw it before. No longer are there. I'm gonna move you guys back to that map so I can point at things.
Oh.
No longer are there what look like shutter-like walls. I need to be on the selector tool. Over here.
Oh.
The shutters have been pried open or rolled back in some places, and it's dark in there. It's hard to see, and you didn't
Yeah,
have
I have observation suite.
observation suite. But go ahead and try and enhance with int program.
Enhance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just crank up the contrast.
Yeah, there still are some things that you can do.
Some things you can do, yeah.
Yeah. And that's sufficient to get an eye on what look like robots, not androids, robots.
Mechs.
No, not mechs either.
Oh, okay.
Just robots.
So they had reinforcements in there.
No, these are different. These
Oh, maybe that's why the Spectre Star were here, is to recover those? But wait, no, that doesn't make any... They had time to set up all these androids here, though. Oh.
what you can see from adjusting contrast and lighting and everything that you can do to get a clearer
Yeah.
picture.
I could also I could try to send a stealth drone down there, but I guess it's still pretty likely to get heard.
Yeah, it's
what the-
only inaudible outside of 5 meters.
Yeah.
So what do we see then?
So you
What's
see squat tracked robots. They do not look armed. They don't look like they have any real framework for weapons or for attacking anything. They don't even have any armor. These are not combat robots. Guess I can turn the combat music off now.
Good. Or I could just leave it on.
I could, or I could turn it off.
No, we're in high intensity mode right now. We gotta
Yeah.
shoot some folks or something.
I can put it on strategic then.
Huh.
So non-combat robots that they are.
They appear to be dismantling.
Okay.
Sounds to me like they are. So my first thought was maybe right that they should get rid of the evidence of something. After dismantling them, that or they're recovering something. But I feel like since they already had those androids here, they could have just recovered that stuff already,
Mm-hmm.
unless they wanted to wait for.
All right. Okay.
Minds are churning.
Yeah.
I have other thoughts.
Zoe, you examined the androids that yeah. All right. You and Charlie, you did recover the androids, correct?
Yeah, I've got my hand in the chest of one right now. What do you want?
Could you patch Nemesis in and see what you can find in the memory, or if there's any useful information in there that you have?
Sure. Send her down.
There you go, Nemesis.
Let's get hacking.
And when Nemesis is heading down, I'm going to contact our crew that we have down in the bay.
Okay.
All right. Who's down there right now? Actually.
Do you mean the cargo bay?
Yeah. We'll assume the cargo bay,
Okay.
or rather the vehicle bay, if we have a separate area for that.
No, your vehicles are just part of the cargo area unless you add the specific cargo vehicle fitting.
Right. I assume we have a separate area in the cargo bay
Yeah.
for them, but
You still can.
Near the door.
right. Well, I'll contact crew down in the cargo bay, whoever's down there right now.
It's Gwen Reed. She's
Alright.
she's the one that's currently overseeing a little bit of work down there.
All right. Reed,
Yeah.
you see that new grav tank that was moved in there?
Yeah.
No, you stay away from my
That's-
fucking grab
That's
tank.
awesome.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away
Here's
from
what
my grab
here's
tank.
what I want you to do, Gwen. I want you to prep that thing for combat, because I'm about to send it down with a crew, which I'm pretty sure Zoe is. Which I'm pretty sure is going to have to include Zoe.
Yeah, you don't get to
Sure.
deploy the grab tank without me.
Well, the problem here is that she has the keys.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna ask. Nobody's been able to find the keys.
Yeah, Zoe has them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Go-
love talking to Zoe.
Great. Get the keys off her and then prep the tank for combat and tell her that she's going down soon.
Just to be clear, the grab tank is a crewed weapon or it is a single person?
Grav tanks
Sorry.
are set up such that one person can man all three weapons.
But what
Okay.
about piloting at the same time?
I assume it's one of
I
those cases where you could could do that, but it's probably better with a crew, or at least more reason. It's better to generally send down a crew.
Oh, I think I misunderstood your question.
Yeah, can you crew and fire it, or can you pilot and fire it as one
Yeah.
person?
Do I need 3 people to make this thing do its thing, or is it a single person thing?
It's not a single person thing. You need a gunner. Grav tanks are
Right.
equipped with advanced targeting systems, and all of the weapons can be targeted and fired by one gunner, but you still need a gunner.
We
So
got
you
one
need 2
gunner.
people down there at least.
So you need
Yes.
a pilot and a gunner.
Yeah.
Elena.
Turns out you're really good with guns.
Duh, boss.
You want to go blow some shit up?
Yes.
Cool. As soon as Nemesis takes over, I let her know where, or gets down to us. I'm gonna let her know what I've done to the androids so far to keep them from killing us all.
Is Zoe
Sure, where the
doing
splices are and whatnot.
a little bit more investigation of them with the advanced lab, or was the allure of the grav tank too difficult for her to resist.
No, I mean, when we got in there, when we got back, I went with them to the workshop to, make sure that they didn't self-repair in some
It's
way
just
that
a
I didn't
question
see
of how
before.
quick Jai wants to deploy the grav tank, I suppose, right?
Okay.
But as soon as she hears the words deploy and grav tank in the same fucking
Can't
sentence,
think anymore.
it's
Yeah.
grav tank time.
I assume she has probably one of the techs, or probably Lily Grace taking over to do the engineering side of things while Nemesis works.
I mean, I'm not bad
So-
at the engineering thing, but yeah, I guess I can't do both at once.
Right.
I figure that she's in charge of the androids now. They're her problem.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Well, let's go ahead and have Lily Grace make a roll with a +2 bonus for your advanced lab. This is going to take some time, so it's understandable that Zoe isn't rolling it.
Okay. +2 bonus, you said?
And just remember, do not use the plus.
Right.
Okay. Um, one moment, please.
I don't know about you, but I think the lab is actually pretty good. +2 bonus is not something to write home about.
Not something to not write home about. It is something to write home about. If you don't
I
write home about
got
it,
what he was
then
trying
it's
to
not
say.
significant.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that +2 is for just any lab work you're doing is really good.
Ain't
nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I got my metaphors mixed up.
Yeah. I had to think about which one was the.
Yeah. It ain't some action.
Okay. So, they are still androids with trineural networks. So, hacking still really isn't as good as it would be if these were robots.
Yeah.
Basically, remember that
Can't hurt to try.
you can
Well,
basically
I can.
get
I
as
suppose.
much information by trying to manipulate their brains as you would be able to from a human through diagnostics and stuff like that. So I'll still let you make a program int roll and do it as hacking because you're not actually hacking into the androids, but you definitely are.
Like hacking to the diagnostics.
Yeah, you could look at that that way. I was thinking more like you're having to uh, work outside the normal programming box and diagnostic box in the kinds of thinking that are common for hacking.
Well, here, like essentially, I am attempting to trick the brain.
Yes.
It'd be kind of like oh gosh, what do they say? It's like interrogating them like in like a virtual reality.
Yeah. I'll
Oh,
go
it's
with
like
that.
they do it in like Borderlands. Yeah, I kind of like hook them up to like a virtual reality like simulation thing to try to trick them into telling me things.
Borderlands?
Sure.
Yeah, they did.
I-
Well, Borderlands 3, they kind of had that where they had like a guy that was being like tortured in like a virtual reality.
Well.
But not
Okay.
torture necessarily. But you know,
Not quite to that level, but I get what
Yeah.
you're getting at, and I will allow you to ask.
may not be pure programming at that point.
Right. I'm going to allow you to ask one question per laddered difficulty check. You've just succeeded the first one. Before you ask your first question, Lily Grace in tandem with Nemesis, and all of this is going to be going on while Zoe's mission is happening. We just don't have enough time for Zoe's mission right now, so we're going to save that for next week.
So I guess the primary question we have right now is what is their mission here? What is their
let me
objective?
give you the information from Lily Grace first.
Okay.
There's a couple of details that she picks out. One, that the android's design does not match, is not a perfect match to the facility. There's some mismatches, but she says that based on what she's seen of the footage that you guys have and brought back, um, uh, actually a real good job was done matching uh, the android aesthetics to the facility you saw down there to make it look like they had been built there.
Okay.
She says
Which
that
is so that does make the information we have about Spectre Star being very very powerful information,
it
because
does.
that's not something that you would normally be able to realize
Um,
based on their work in obfuscating that.
This is a tiny detail, but she says that the paint that is used on them is it's definitely much more advanced paint than is down there in the facility based on the scrap that you guys um, acquired from the mercenaries. I remember they took the best parts of those facilities and different paint was used. The there's two other points, again also kind of minor but correlating. The dirt was used to make the bots look as used as the resident machinery, and that dirt contains trace minerals not found on Canagiris at all.
Okay, so
And
manufactured.
the last
Put
nail in
together,
this coffin is that these androids have parts with no corresponding assembly point, based on the scrap that you guys bought from the mercenaries.
You're right. Yeah, so you kind of like putting together what they're in that scrap, like they would not have been built here.
Mm-mm.
Kind of confirming that.
Yeah, she her conclusion, and she's 100% positive in this, is those androids were not built in this facility.
Yep. Makes sense. I mean, the
So
mystery's still there, but that matches our expectations from the other stuff we found out. So it's good confirmation.
so I'm gonna limit you to yes or no questions on the androids.
Oof.
Your difficulty is starting at 10 and will increase by 1 with each subsequent question. You've already
Gotcha.
succeeded the first one.
Yes or no questions. Oof. I'm not gonna get 20 questions, that's for sure.
And the whole party, the whole group can help you out with out of character or in character with thinking of questions to ask.
We can't ask what their mission is.
Yes.
Yeah, this is how I'm gonna simulate how difficult it is to just pull
Yeah.
answers from a human brain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nemesis is a kind of she's poking and prodding with electronic stimuli in places that she knows that she can actually in at least hit the brain with it, even if it won't stick and stay. But
So
interpreting responses that come back as light waves and shit.
I have a possible, fairly simple solution to this.
Okay.
Oh.
How does this sound, Meowkin? Did you receive, or did they receive or recall detailed instructions on their mission within the past 24 hours?
Hold on. These androids have been active for more than 24 hours, though, right?
Yeah, but I guess did anything
Have
like
received external orders
not
from
not
beyond?
not receive external orders, but did any of their processes ping in such a way that would provide detailed instructions on how to behave relative to their mission parameters, such that identifying those instructions would
That's getting a little complicated to me.
all right. I get
Are you trying to ask if their orders changed?
no.
Okay.
I'm asking if they accessed their orders within the past 24 hours.
Okay. Is that a question
Mm,
that you want asked?
Because I think if we can answer that, we can just use the QED on them to quickly strip their most recent memories and then look at that. And then just get their orders that way.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Because we can act. Well, but how do we? Who accesses them? I guess one of our androids would access the memories, or are we able to play them on a? I'm trying to remember. We have to.
We can't play them externally. We have to go into
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be someone with the most well matched. So it'd probably be one of our androids, which I
Anyone
guess is
can go
fine.
in, you just risk dying.
Yeah, and the risk is lower the more well attuned you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Or the higher constitution you have because it pings off system strain.
Nemesis? You ever wanted to be inside of an
Why?
android's brain?
Not like that. But okay,
what
yeah. So basically, have I guess. So the question is, have you?
Have you accessed your orders in the past 24 hours, basically?
I reckon as a first question, that's fine. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
This is how we find out that the androids are running a secret Delta Rain server on their combined consciousness.
I'm going in.
Hilarious.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, I reckon we can
Okay.
try that.
The answer to that question is yes.
All right. Do we want to do some further interrogation? You guys
I-
any questions we can think of? Are you like maybe something like? Are you attempting to recover the? Are you attempting to cover up? No, they're not covering up. Because like I said, we've determined they weren't originally from this facility, and this facility is probably older than them. Some question about Spectre Star. That's the questions. They're hard, man. I'm not good at 20 questions. I don't even have 20 questions.
Well, because it's not really a 20 questions sort of
Yeah, it's
situation. We're
not.
not going to a specific answer.
Yeah,
We're just trying to get
exactly.
information. Let's see. It might be worth asking, I guess, here if if
Keep in mind that your difficulty right now is only 11. Nemesis is
Yeah.
fairly
I've
well
got a
guaranteed
+4
to
with 3d6.
to make the next 2 or 3 questions.
right.
And does not have a reroll. In fact, actually, we should probably go ahead and try to. Yeah, we should burn through some for this session.
Yeah, why don't here's something, Dex. Can Nemesis just keep rolling to see how many questions they get?
No, I do want to do them one at a time.
Okay. In that case, how about
Are you attempting to recover the sites from this material or materials from this site?
yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, okay. Attempting to recover materials from this site. Oh, roll, right.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead and roll
I
for
guess
me.
I guess I could technically fail. Not this time.
Let's see. Okay, so the question is, are you attempting to recover material from this site?
Mhm.
Or I guess the facility.
Yeah.
Whatever way to specifically make sure it's clear that this is the facility where they were found.
Oh, oops. The answer is yes.
Okay. I guess the other question we can ask is there I guess we don't mind sharing information with them, right? It's like, can we say, is there pre-tech outside of the terraforming device?
Is there? I think what we should probably ask first is, do you have any alternative objectives beyond recovering material?
That makes sense.
We want to get an idea of the
scope
Yeah.
of their
Right.
here today. I can agree with that.
All right, I'm changing it to other objectives.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other objectives on site?
And the answer
Or-
is yes.
Well, hold
Oh,
on. I
sorry.
haven't
Go ahead and
rolled
roll.
yet. But yeah, I do have to roll. Yeah.
Thanks
that
for the
was-
freebie, though, Dex.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
It was difficulty 12, so I made it with the I'm gonna reroll.
All right.
So things do get a
Uh,
little bit harder from here.
I guess it's worth asking if the lab is providing any bonuses to this.
I was thinking about that. And as much as I don't want it to, I think I have to say yes.
Okay.
So,
let's
yeah,
go ahead and quick fire question here.
Yeah.
Like I said, is there any other pre-tech on site other than the terraforming equipment? So that's gonna be my question. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot that one out there.
No.
Okay. Gotta be thorough.
All right. So that was 13.
As part of this, though, I will say we're probably making sure they're cut off from communications, right?
Right.
Well,
as much as
I guess we didn't specify that until now, but oh well.
yeah.
That's fine. We've already got this terraforming equipment. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say that
That doesn't help them.
for you to be pinging questions and answers, you really can't shut down any of their systems except for what Zoe already has. Zoe and Lily Grace already have shut
I
down.
mean, it's more important if we get him into an area of QECM. That sort of deal.
They've been operating in QECM there.
Yeah, that's true.
They have been communicating, and they are still within communication range as long as you keep the Raws as close to Gardenia as you have been.
Well, that's fine for now.
I think it's
Okay.
fine. They're kind of distraction on the ground anyways.
So far, you haven't seen any communications from them to any ground targets, so it's not.
And all their communications have been from
Alright.
Android to Android.
Um,
No side of communications like off planet.
I guess it's worth asking, perhaps, if any actions taken here are. Well, I guess I should ask you, Dex, because I might know this without pinging the android, but would Spectre Star actually getting involved on this plant to recover material in general, like that of the terraforming equipment, be a violation of like a galactic of like mandate law that would necessitate them operating covertly?
Go ahead and roll me an administer int check on that.
Okay.
And we're almost at 3, but I want to finish off with the android here, so if you guys don't mind staying 5-10 minutes extra.
Yeah, I can. Actually, you know what? If you don't mind, I'm just going to use my no for that with the focus.
That's fine.
Was that a yes on the other orders or not? I'm typing it all down now.
Yes, they do have
Was it
other
that?
orders.
And that's what
Or do you have
means.
other objectives to recovering material from this facility? Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So that's technically a 13.
Okay. Alright, so 13 administer, which you rolled no for instead. And you're basically trying to find out what kind of laws would interact with Spectre Star operations and pre-tech on Canagiris.
Yeah.
It's generally bad for any operation, mercenary or megacorp, to land on a planet that has a planetary government and start taking things.
Okay.
Canagiris could file a complaint with Galactic Mandate, and that would embroil Spectre Star Technologies in a lengthy legal battle, possibly lengthy legal battle, which they would most likely lose, but Kanagirus is not exactly in a position for somebody to do that. So the answer is technically yes. This would be a legal complication that SpectreStar Technologies would lose unless they could really fix the evidence against for themselves.
But there's not that much incentive to go to this much trouble with a huge platoon of androids just to recover one thing.
Well, it's a little weird
for
they're
legal
placed
reasons.
here. And left here, rather.
Yeah, the
Alright.
only part that I was going to add to that is that uh, those legal complications are next to nothing, next to zero chance coming from anyone on Kanagirus.
Right. So so the legal end of things is probably not a major concern.
Yeah, definitely not. There's no organized government here to lodge that complaint.
Remember, you have a +2 on that.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That was the DC 14 check, I believe.
This is the 14. Yep. So is one of your objectives to remove the Kanagiran presence from the area? No.
All right.
Okay. I have a question,
That was fun.
Okay.
I guess. Were you placed as a trap for someone?
Does Nemesis want to ask that?
How about me?
All right.
That's
We are getting pretty high, so I want to
program.
ask before we get too far. Nox, Xander, do you want to have any
Reroll.
input on questions, or are there any questions you think should be asked?
Might be too late.
It's
is
too late.
Is that including the
That's
+2?
It's not, but that was this is the DC 15 check, I believe.
Yeah,
No,
unless-
this is the 14.
I'm pretty sure it was DC 15.
Let's see. I've got 10 was
10.
the have you accessed orders. 11 was are you attempting to recover materials. 12 was do you have other objectives. 13 is there any other pre-tech. And then 14 is one of your objectives to remove.
No, I had access orders. 10, 11, 12. I'm just counting in the Discord because I put them in there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This would be this question we just asked is a DC 15. That we just failed by
Right.
1.
Unless I can apply any help to it.
I'm still busy writing the question you already asked at 14. My
Right.
bad. Okay.
Unless I can apply any help retroactively to it, that's it.
At this point, Lulu, you've been instrumental enough in asking questions that if you want Jai there to try and give an aid check, I would let you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What was your questioning? I know I proved it and everything, but
It was have you been placed here as a trap for someone?
right.
And I guess
How is Jai assisting?
in this particular case, I think it would actually be memories of like general megacorp operating procedure and such. How would they approach things, and what might their actual goals be? So I am trying to argue for no, just because.
He really wants to get into the mind of the bureaucrats.
Right.
It's all you know how to do.
Yeah, that's all I know how to do.
I'm okay with you using no, but operations and procedures are not going to get there for what you guys are trying to do right now.
Okay. I'm
no psychology about tricking a human brain.
I was
Okay,
actually
yeah.
just gonna go with like
Because that's kind of
okay,
what we're doing
there's
here.
that-
Jai
in
just
that
has
case, yeah.
schematics. Like
in
like
that
a
case,
neural
yeah.
net for-
I think I was thinking of it the wrong way. I'm specifically trying to help with identifying the
question.
androids, because not with pondering things. So yeah, understanding of android psychology and psychology in general, and the intricate connections of the neural networks in here that I can probably provide my more
'Cause that's the
trained
actual-
expertise on.
Yeah, because that's more in line with the actual skill check that I'm doing.
Right.
Yes, that I'll allow. Go ahead and roll your no check.
Yeah.
You made it.
You made it.
Barely.
So have you been placed as a trap for someone? No.
Okay.
All right. Now, you have any y'all have any input now for the DC 16 question? That I need a natural 12 on.
I don't think we're hitting it.
But what if you have one chance for a long shot question now? 1 in 36 chance. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We have the +2 from the lab, so that's actually not too bad. I see double 5. That's much better odds.
It is not. It is not impossible.
And it's not 3d6. It's actually not. It's actually kind of almost likely at this point. Thanks to that +2.
You may even have a +1 from aid, depending.
Here's my suggestion then, Nemesis. Are any of the androids in your group Ada androids, like the special fancy super androids, like our android is?
Or I guess essentially are any of the androids self-aware, but I don't know how. I guess other androids would be. I don't know.
So I'm actually of the view that the Spectre Star isn't entirely doing those by accident. But I don't really have another better question right now. So
Let's see, what do we have? Recovered materials. Outside of recovered materials, yes. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of hitting the bottom of the well too. I guess we might as well try asking.
I'm actually kind of surprised that you haven't asked. Were you built by Spectre Star, or are you owned by Spectre Star Technologies? But I guess you guys
I
have
think we
more or
haven't
less
asked that
concluded that.
because you essentially confirmed that for us thanks to the psychic powers of Jai.
yeah,
So I
psychic
think
powers,
we
if you will.
The Psychic
I mean,
powers.
so far as we're aware, we don't have any reason to question that information that comes from Jai.
And I think that's reasonable too.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If it was something like we didn't, we weren't aware if that information was actually reliable or not. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go with. I guess if there are any self-aware or Ada androids amongst you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try it.
I don't know how carefully we need to word this, but
No, I'm
so
giving you.
That's the
I'm
answer.
not trying to genie you on the wording.
Okay, that's okay. I didn't make it.
Nope. There's nothing that can help that.
1, 2, 3.
You will never know if
It's
there
as
were
easy
Ada
as
among them.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
Well, all right. I've got the QED, and I'm going to plug it in.
All right, let's go ahead and end the session there.